every time I try to do a show. What is up, guys? Welcome to another night of the Night Talk here on the Freedom Revolution Network. I have both of my co-hosts, Scarlet Anonymous and Tlo. What's up, guys?
What is up in the world of
right?
In the world of is totally right.
Well, I
right
was
now.
gonna say something, but I might offend people. 30 seconds in, so.
You're trying to pull discretion there, Tlo?
Yeah, I am. I'll try to use discretion because
That might be a one we use a lot. That might be when we just know that we can't say it on there. It's just gonna be
because we definitely could be saying some right now.
Right. True.
All right. So our topics, Mr. Host.
Yeah, Dwayne.
I'm currently losing internet, guys. So we're about to work.
Well,
have to work.
That's
You're
cool.
gonna have to work with
Maybe
me.
you want to use just your avatar picture. Maybe that would help save on bandwidth on your end.
Yeah, that's true as well. If you're not using your camera.
Yep. Now talk. It's the night talk. We're doing. It's the night
guys,
talk.
literally.
Dwayne, did you forget to stroke your internet?
Right. Did you turn it
right
on and off?
Because it's.
I was just watching IT Crowd the other night.
Oh yeah, no, they're hilarious.
I love the IT Crowd.
Yeah, no, I've been watching those comedians in all sorts of different British comedies for a long time.
I like them.
Yeah, Richard
I like the black dude. He's so awkward. Good.
He's super good actor and a super.
Yeah, he is. The other guy kind of reminds me from the guy from Black Books.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know the other guy that's with the IT Crowd, dude? He reminds me of the guy from Black Books. Yeah, I love Black Books too.
That is him.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah!
Christopher O'Dowd.
I never calculated that in my mind or actually looked it up or you know what I mean? But I just felt like it gave me that vibe. But see, that's how well I know my British comedies. I'm just saying.
No, you do. Because Black Books, not too many people know about Black Books.
I fucking love Black Books. That was a good one. That was underrated in the world of British comedy. This is important, actually. This is a very important conversation for our time. Seriously.
Well, British television is always good.
Well, somebody actually though, I can bring it back to current events. Somebody actually posted today about how they were watching Are You Being Served? And I was like, Are You Being Served is one of my favorite shows of all time. And the amount of people who also agreed on this thread of just friend and the freedom movement, there was 30 people there. And I was like, hey, these are my people. There must be some personality trait. You like freedom, you like this. You also like British humor.
Well, no, if you have a similar taste or share some similar views on the world, you usually have a similar comedic bone to tickle.
True. That's a good point. But I just found it very interesting that, and I've always thought especially Are You Being Served is such a unique show that it also shows who someone is because they watch it.
Yeah. No, you can totally tell people by what they watch.
I got you. I got you, Dwayne. We can continue. No, that's true. I think that because British TV kind of came to us in weird ways. Like we would get it through PBS sometimes, and then
Yes.
eventually we got like BBC America. Okay, that was the big deal when that came out. I was
Yeah,
super thrilled when that came out.
absolutely.
Actually, that was a big deal for me. Like we made sure we called our cable provider and got that channel. Like legit, because I was so excited. I could absolutely
Oh wait,
fabulous, all of that.
I'm getting my British actors. It wasn't Christopher Dowd in that. He was actually in another comedy that was very similar to Black Books. But no, that was actually oh, now I'm blanking on his name. But
Coupling? Was he in
he's been in
Coupling?
a bunch of they're all like the same sort of comedians. They're kind of all hang together.
They
Like Bill
do.
Bailey, the guy, the blonde,
Yeah.
the long-haired blonde guy. He's been in so many things. He's like one of their top comedians in Great Britain. Like we have our Chris Rocks or
Right. Yeah, because they do have their people. You know who I really like from England right now, who's like actually on trend right now in comedy? Sarah Millican.
oh no, she has some really funny stuff.
She's funny as shit. I think she's hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of like British comedians who are ladies are actually ridiculously funny.
Really funny. Gina Yashier.
Mm-hmm.
She's fucking funny.
Oh yeah, no,
I like her.
So
I would have
many.
her on
And
the
there's
show
some
to
weird
talk
ones
to her.
too. So
Yes, I can actually. Ooh, look, we can put it on screen. The night talk. Look at that. Technology.
ta-da.
Ta-da.
I just don't unmute myself. Everything's working and everything's running properly this
All
time.
right.
Good.
Sorry.
Then take it away, Dwayne.
Well, yeah, we were just filling the time.
Yeah, we were filling the time while you were figuring stuff out.
Right. Now that you've gotten it figured out, let's go.
Why everything has decided to fail on me at the last minute?
Yes.
All right, guys. So what is up? We're going to try to start this again, just differently.
I say you use your avatar because you're not getting
in the back of you, Dwayne.
Yeah, and just do that.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you perfect.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. We're going to try to start this off again after a bunch of bullshit technical issues. But that's fine. It happens. I never get a night where I can get a fucking break. It's fine. All right, guys. So we are about to literally cover shit that's happening globally here. That's actually how the fuck would I want to word this? Shit that's happening here in the States and shit that's happening overseas. So, I don't know, Scarlett, you want to kind of take us off with this one?
Okay, well, I guess we could just talk about what's happened today, for instance. Today, we had that, well, first, one thing, Josh Duggar was sentenced today and found guilty, not sentenced, found guilty today of his child pornography counts. So,
it's about time.
Like I said, people are trying to say that he didn't necessarily do this crime, but like I told folks, even if he didn't, fuck him. He deserves to be charged for something for diddling his sisters and cousin. So if this is all they can get him on, let it be.
Right.
He deserves to be charged with something. And this ain't shit. So there was that. Because that's really fucked up. A lot of people looked up to that family. People thought it was weird, but then people also thought, oh, how wholesome and great and how awesome. How many families probably went out and like acted like the Duggars afterwards?
I mean, you know what, that makes you make a point on that too, because there's families, and I'm not saying this from experience, but in a way, I guess I kind of am, because I lived in that type of setting for a hot minute. Here's the thing, families, when they see shit like this and they know they're guilty of it, they try to fucking hurry up and cover it up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, because people are embarrassed. They don't, the shame that people get from these things happening is the problem. It's honestly the stigma that we as people create. And it's
And then
fucked
there's
up.
always
And
there's always the tribalism aspect as well.
that's what I mean. Like, we kind of create this untouchable situation when that happens. And it makes people feel like they're removed from society. And that's shitty. Nobody should feel like that.
Do you know what? I kind of have the feeling that would have happened to my family if the shit with my dad would have came out.
See what I'm saying? Somebody probably would try to defend your dad or something would have happened. You get what I'm saying?
Like,
Like,
I have a feeling like if that would have truly came out, and I'm gonna go personal here for a minute because I can, and I know I can be comfortable with it today and not have a fucking mental breakdown.
right.
I know that if that would have got out, if that would have truly gotten out and it would have hit the news media and the field coverage and everything else, I fucking damn near without a doubt that someone in my family or someone that was my dad's friend that did it with him would go like, oh, this never happened. He never did any such thing.
Right. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I really do get it.
When in all reality, you know, I hate to see family members, and I followed a little bit on this case. I didn't touch it because, you know, I have a biased opinion on shit like this, so I don't cover a lot of sexual assault
I watched
cases.
this show a lot growing up. It was always on. I thought it was interesting. I always, you know what the thing I always wondered was, what the fuck does the dad do for a living? Because that's all I ever wanted to know. Because I was like, how can they afford all these children? And then they be having a nice house though. And then like in one of the seasons, they got like one of those like at home soda fountain things that are at like the fucking restaurant. Like, you know, when you go to like fast
that
food.
That was my motherfucking thought. What the fuck did he do for a living?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they had all these things and like all this money. Like, that shit costs money. And you got like 16 at the time. It was 16 kids and counting. Like, bruh.
Oh my god! How the fuck do you have? Not my first question. So
now it's 19. It was 19 kids and counting at when it ended, and then they called it counting on because obviously the mom couldn't have any more kids. For
how the fuck? That's my fucking thing. Here's my question: how the fuck can you financially afford 19 fucking kids and counting?
I mean, bro, and that's what I'm saying. And like, Josh is the oldest, like, so he's like, I believe he's like 33 or 34 or whatever.
I think he was 35.
35. Okay, yes, yeah, so he's like my age. So like, literally, they've been having kids since the 80s.
You know what? Here's my thing too. And since we're talking about this, here's my thing. I know someone who has 12 motherfucking kids, and they look at me at their fucking uncle. I'm like, how the fuck you have a kid who's almost my motherfucking age, and he calls me his uncle? What the fuck?
I mean, it's not hard because it's just like when you decide to have kids. If I decide to have another child, there's going to be a 12-year plus gap between them.
I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
It's all about gap between me and my sibling.
See what I'm saying? And that's because I was 22 when I had my first kid, and then now I'm in my 30s, and you know what I mean? I can still have children. I'm not shut down in that department yet. So it's like I still have time.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna gladly say this. This is why I'm glad my mom can no longer have kids.
Oh my God, Dwayne.
I'll be the first to say this. I'm glad I can't have any more siblings, to be honest. My sister's already a handful as it is.
Right.
I mean, I love my little sister, but shit does she
Yeah, because your mom still could. Yeah, your mom totally still could.
No,
she can't, but she could because she's still.
She could if she wanted to. She's
of age.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disrespect my mom. Yeah, I'm not gonna disrespect
but I'm just saying she's
of
childbearing age. So let's put it like that.
Do you know what? Here's my thing, man, and I've always said this. I want 2 kids, and then my dumb ass is getting snipped with the way that I do shit. Yeah, no, I can't afford to have like 10 kids.
I mean, it's pretty easy not to have a bunch of kids. I mean,
yeah. To be honest,
you're right. Like TLO over here
would. It isn't as difficult as the modern day Riverdale fucking CW sort of mentality entails.
No, you did not say Riverdale.
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
He did
because I actually watched it once.
Did you?
Recently, and I swear I almost vomited.
Is it like old school OC?
Do you know what? Yes,
It's trying to be, but like progressive,
but
and
new for like
it's
these new
weird.
little fucking kids.
It's weird. It's gross.
But
I don't know. It's weird.
See, I don't know if I
here's
can
the
handle
thing.
that.
See, here's the thing about Riverdale. It tries to be the old OC, but with a mixture of the new and everything, and it just fucking fails.
That's what I mean. Like, how can you put Gen Z in millennial like space? Like, I just don't know why they're trying to recapture what. That's because you know what? We were living in the coolest fucking eclectic time that there ever was, and now these little fuckers want to get in on it.
Well, yeah, that's part of it,
That's part
because
of it.
there's a
Because we
lot of
felt that
jealousy.
while we
There's a
were
lot of
living it. I feel like the 90s,
internalized
like
jealousy going on.
the 90s was the one generation where we all thought like, no, this shit's gonna be iconic. Like this shit's gonna be iconic. Like my parents' shit was iconic, and it is now.
You know what?
It
Here's the
adds
thing.
all the fucking, seeing girls or whatever, and all the and I hoop and all that bullshit, and like.
Yep.
That shit, and then the scrunchies and the whole deal. Like they were on it. They look like they came
Right.
out of the 1997 Delia's catalog.
Right.
For real.
Right. Why am I getting so many messages on like, check your comments on your Facebook page? Well, if you guys would actually go over to the fucking night, I don't fucking know. People who are watching the show on my Facebook page. That's why if you'd actually go over to the fucking Night Talk page, I could actually see your
Yeah, if you actually went
comments.
to the Night Talk page, we could probably see it, I'm sure, and or leave a comment.
Like, come on, guys. Like, okay, guys, I'm going to make a quick announcement. After tonight, the show is no longer going on my personal fucking Facebook. If you want to watch the show, go over to the Night Talk page, go to the Freedom Revolution Network page, or go to the YouTube or Twitch. That's why we have these here. Please, for the love of God, get off my Facebook page.
You're the one who brought him there. I didn't bring him there.
Well, for my show, I really don't use it. It's more for like your guys' show or Tim's show. I mean, because I know Tim uses mine. I know Scarlet, you use it. Red uses it. I mean, so it's not really for me. I just had to wait for enough space to clear up for me to throw my page on there, and there was.
I feel it.
So whoever's on my Facebook, get the fuck off of there, please.
So, with that being said,
and will be nice.
Second topic.
Yeah, second topic of tonight. So as of this morning, it was reported that there was one or two French planes were escorted out of the airspace by China this morning, early this morning. Which now let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this here for a minute, because we have this whole motherfucking shit going on with Russia and the Ukraine, right? And now we have what, Tlo? You said the French, Germany, Britain.
There's a whole bunch of European nations that are patrolling in the South China Sea. The Germans, the British, joined by the Australian fleet, the French, and I believe, I want to say Spain's air forces are the ones that are patrolling the skies at the moment. Oh, and Japan. Right. Sorry, I forgot Japan. Because Japan is actually getting pretty pissy about it too. Because they know they would be close to next if they were to actually take Taiwan.
Yeah, if they were to take Taiwan, that would be literally a shit show.
Yeah, no, because Japan would have none of it. And I wouldn't doubt it if they would try and like do some evil shit to Taiwan if they were to occupy it. Because, yeah, China and Japan have never liked each other.
No, they haven't. And we've known that for...
We're talking like almost thousands of years of bad blood history between the two.
Right. And here's the thing that we were talking about on the phone. We can't really get involved. We can. The U.S. can get involved in a way, but because of that, the Natural Act Treaty,
The Mutual Protection Act, Dwayne.
Yeah, I mean, gosh dang it! Why did I say that?
Not quite sure.
No, the same. Not quite sure either. But that's besides the point. Besides the point is because of the mutual. Say that one more time, TLO.
Mutual Protection Act.
Because of the Mutual Protection Act, the U.S. cannot get involved until somebody else starts war.
Well, yeah,
Right.
not unless we want to look like we're the ones that provoked war.
Okay, now number one thing we got to remember when America goes out and plays geopolitical games, we try not to look like the asshole. So
Exactly.
even
That's
though
the
we
thing
come
is
in
we
and
try
ruin
and look like we're not the
economies
ones
and
that take the first shot.
right, so even
That's
if we
basically what
send
it
the
comes down to.
CIA's bitch ass in there first and go fuck up shit and start the shot that's heard around the world like Paul Revere, we still act like it wasn't us. We also would never admit that. So I mean, what'd you say, Teal?
I literally love the way that you put it from the whole Paul Revere perspective, because if we do shit like
that's
that,
how they want it though. They want it to be like Paul Revere shot her around the world. They want it to be like everybody knows. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's how press releases happen. You know, people act like, oh, breaking news is breaking news. No, breaking news is breaking news because people pushed it over the news wire.
Yep. They made it breaking news. It's not necessarily breaking news. It's what they think it's breaking news.
Correct. Because like when a breaking news story comes out, you might get like, especially, you know, we use Smart News, and shout out to Smart News out there. I like Smart News. I don't know if anybody else does, but if people want an actual news app where you can get tons of tabs of articles and just be like all the articles, all the things, like literally you can just flick at all times and scroll and re-scroll and get a new story, and it's great. Okay. But even there, you're starting to see like the tone is changing in the way they're writing some of these articles about our geopolitical situation, which is why it's making us concerned, why we're even going to have this conversation tonight. Because we hear this conversation a lot. Oh, who's the big bad boogeyman? Well, is it the bear or China? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Is it the big bear, the big polar bear, or is it the panda bear?
Right. Panda or grizzly. Pick your shot.
Exactly.
Pick your shot. Okay. Because that's what we got, pretty much. And they both will tear your fucking throat out. So.
Correct.
Right. So with that, people be thinking pandas are cute. No, bitch.
No, they're not.
They are vicious, wild fucking animals that are doped up on eucalyptus. Yes, they're doped up much like koalas on bamboo. Like they just look soft and roly poly and shit. But they be like,
do you know what? Here's the thing about koalas. Koalas may look like the cutest, but they're actually fucking horrid.
They call them like drop bears.
They're assholes.
True. They look like koala bears.
So, you know, I mean, we do have that. But I mean, I feel like China, this has been a long time coming though. Okay. So for people who feel like, oh, I feel like this came out of nowhere, you've got to keep in mind the tensions that have been around for the last 2 years. Okay. Ever since January, about 2020, China has been on everybody's shit list. Okay.
To be honest, yep.
It didn't matter what business you had with China before that. China was kind of the untouchable of the world. Actually, it literally was the untouchable of the world. Okay. Everybody was saying, no, China. Like nobody actually said, like, Well, Trump did. He was like, no flights to China. But everybody else was like, we're not going to actually say we're not going to do that, but we're just not going to do that.
Right.
And
But
we have X'd out China. But I think China during this time was sitting there figuring out, oh shit, everybody's putting the blame on us. What the fuck are we going to do? And they came out with the fucking solution, and they have reigned supreme because number one, in their country, they don't have no bullshit. They was fucking back in Wuhan partying by fucking April. Our bitch asses was locked down. Okay, number one.
Right, exactly. I mean,
right. Okay, number one.
You make a good point.
These are things that will always stick with me with the pandemic throughout the beginning of time, because in the beginning we are very concerned because it looked like a neurological disease. Was that done by design?
Well, okay, so
because they act like we hate China, but at the same time, to bring in the New World Order, that means everybody's on board, right? Right.
And
not
everybody's on fucking board.
To some degree, we have to play like we don't like each other, but we do. Like, seriously.
It's the posturing, just like we were saying before.
I mean, it's the
posturing. It is posturing.
But it's also like, you know what? Here's my thing and how I look at this, because how young I am. It's kind of like everybody going like, who has the bigger dick?
Well, that's all it is. That's what politics is, Dwayne. It's big boys slapping their dicks out on the table, to be honest. You want to get crude with it? That's really what it is. Like, oh, you think you can fucking do something? Look at my fucking dick. Oh, my dick.
Mine's bigger than yours.
My dick. And then let's slap the heads together. And then when we really fucking are about to fucking splooge into the air, we have a war. Like, it's fucked up. Like, legit, it is fucked up. Like, and then the citizens are jacking this off. Like, not cool. Not cool, America.
No.
Do not bring this climax. Do not.
Pamela said, don't forget the camels. We all got legit. Camels, like 10 minutes behind.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
You know what? Here's my thing. And if China and Russia actually want to pull some dumb shit off, go right the fuck ahead.
Well, like, America is
I'm just gonna be honest.
America is the captain of the fuck around, found out foundation. Okay.
Well, we all fucking know this. We all know America's not fucking around to find it out.
Is that how they're gonna do me?
I mean, here's the thing. You know, America is. Did she leave? You good there, G?
Yeah, they totally like roboticized me, and then
I heard it.
Did you? Yes. Okay, so I had to back out and get back in because it was like, whoa. Okay, like, it was really messed up.
Here's my thing. We've known for years since, and I could tell this when I was a kid. America's always been about fucking around and finding out.
I mean, yeah, that's our specialty. Fuck around to find out. I mean, that's literally what we've based our whole shit on. Literally how we came to be. Fuck around, find out. You want to keep fucking bringing taxes and bullshit? Fuck around, find out. We moved all the way across the ocean from you motherfuckers, and y'all over here still trying to tell us what to do? Fuck around, find out. Like, I mean, we've been fuck around, find out since day one.
I mean, that's how every fucking war has started, because some fucking country wanted to fuck around and find out.
Well, I mean, we were like, leave us the fuck alone or fuck around and find out. Okay, that's basically how America started. And then we got picked on. And then America was like, hold up. Now, regardless of if we stole all the shit from the natives and all that and blah, 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 we could go into all that shit. But we're not going to go into that, because if we go into that, then we'd have to go in how most black people probably didn't come from Africa and probably was already here, and they don't want to tell us that, because then they'd have to actually give us the land because it was actually our land, so we'd actually be indigenous people. But anyway. Okay.
Well, here's my thing I want to say to that real quick before we take a jump ahead. We've always been about fuck around and find out, and we always get picked on. But look who the fucking presidents have been the last fucking decade and a half.
I mean, you've had different men with different goals.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing about the presidency that was supposed to be romantic about it, was that as you got these new people, the direction of your country would change. It would stay more constant through your Congress. And, then the people would decide from there. But it's turned into a tighter system than I think even the founding fathers thought would exist.
Yeah, I mean, everything that the founding fathers have kind of built has kind of went down the fucking shithole, hasn't it?
Well, I just feel like they added so much more than what I think they imagined for what exists.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it would be a lot more simpler departments. I don't think all of these agencies would exist. I think if the original founding fathers could come and do an audit right now, they'd be like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah, no, they
Like,
would
you
be
just
pretty,
fucked us all up.
they'd
We
be
gave you
pretty
all this
disappointed.
good ass shit and you just fucked it all up. God damn it.
they
Like, I'd
always
be
just
pissed if I was them. To be honest, they put in so much fucking work, did all the things.
Right.
Do you know? But
Okay.
here's my thing though. We know that countries are going to keep continuing to stab us in the back because we don't have anybody with a fucking backbone to stand
We're
up for
fucked
us.
up. No, we have to keep in mind too, America's fucked up. Okay, so this is why. Okay, this came to me early on. So right after like 9/11, I started thinking to myself, what if what the U.S. is telling us isn't true, and we actually go over there and fuck shit up, and that's why everybody don't like us around the world? And then I found out that was pretty much true based on the CIA.
Right.
So you have to keep in mind, like, we went to every country and fucked them up. Our CIA program has fucked up most countries. They come in, they make a base, they fucking start killing motherfuckers, they start surveilling motherfuckers. Like, the CIA, you don't know where they are. And these are all black sites, so you're not going to know where they are.
Right.
CIA don't even fucking know where half of them are.
Yeah, no.
You know exactly what I'm saying, Tlo. Like that fucking Chicago. Always remember Chicago. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. People tried to act like that shit wasn't real, and folks were trying to tell them for years. Just like we tried to tell folks about FEMA camps and other shit. Oh, not real. It's not real. We're Scarlet. No one will vaccinate all the people. No one will do all of this and that. No one will do this. No, Russia won't take over. China won't take over.
Yeah, right.
Well, look what they're doing now. So we've got, okay, so RT earlier reported the 5 planes that they had to usher back in with France. So France had their bitch ass up there too.
Yep.
Which I don't even know why France is fucking around right now to find out, because their society is so split right now. They do not need to be making national moves. Okay, they need to sit down and figure their shit out, because they've been under like a literal state of emergency since I went on air like 6 years ago. They've never gotten out of that. The Gilets Jaunes happened for like 4 fucking years. No one cared.
Right.
It was just a state of emergency at first, because this was after, like, I think like the second Charlie Hebdo attack or whatever. Like, it's fucked up. France, I don't know where France is ambiguous in the geopolitical scale, because you never know what the fuck they're doing, right? France is like the sneaky fucking like weird like cousin or fucking weird uncle that you watch to make sure they don't diddle the kids. Like, that's who fucking France is. Okay? Because you never know what that motherfucker is doing. I'm serious though. Like, honestly, what is their geopolitical strategy? What is their platform for the world? Where is their like wanting to push, you know what I mean? Like how we have a platform as America, or like Britain or Germany wants to bring shit to the world with their engineering. Right. What does France want to do? We don't know. So that's the problem.
See, but here's the thing, and I'm
Hold
going
on
to
though.
state this.
We need to just digest that though. That's a whole problem right there. Just what the
That's
fuck
where I was
is
going.
France as a geopolitical standpoint? That is my question.
I mean, with how sneaky they fucking are, I'm going to say this: with how fucking sneaky they are, I don't fucking know.
Tlo, answer my question.
Well,
What is
I don't know. I'm
what is
not
France?
French.
Do you also feel this way? Like, what is France? Do they have a standpoint? Do they,
Well,
you
right
know?
now they technically don't, just because a lot of it is, as you said, they're split because there's hardliners, or what you would consider hardliners, people
Right.
who want to remain true to France in kind of the older traditional ways, and there's a lot
Right.
more progressive
There's
actions going on
progressives
over there.
everywhere. The goddamn no, we
Well,
just need to
there's
call it
not
as it is.
progressives in
The
Russia or
motherfucking
China, I'll tell
commies
you
are
that
here,
much.
bro. The commies
The
are
ones that are in
here.
China
They
are
had literal
probably going to
commie
be dead.
flags, bro. They had commie flags in this. Oh, I was watching a Deutsche Welle documentary about France, and it was like about French protests actually, and they had all
Scarlet,
anti
Well,
you
most
flags.
of it
gotta.
stems from
Like it's
they've got a
communism.
lot of internalized stuff about foreigners, like the immigrants that they've let
And
in.
that's true too.
No, that's
And
like one
you
of
know
the
what?
biggest
Europe,
things. That's because they're one of the ones that have been hardline on the burqas, wearing burqas in public.
true, they
They
have.
have laws against
True,
that.
you're right.
So, like, they have their own little split in the country going on. So, like, if you want to consider that the hardliners or the more right leaning, if you were, or
Right.
conservative, if you were,
I mean,
if they're in control of
Right.
the government, then they're going to be trying to kind of flex that sort of mentality in their international affairs as well. So that's partly
That's why
why
we get
they're
this
pushing
fucking
against
rubberneck shit with
China, because they know
Macron.
China is basically the end all of everything. Like, if
Well, that's
China
why we
gets
get
their
this
hands in
rubberneck shit
everywhere, like,
because
it's kind of a done deal.
if I was a country though, if I was a small country, I don't know, I might bet with China. Like I hate to be that guy, but like if I was like, let's say I wasn't an
That's
American, I'm just I'm
Venezuela's bitch ass.
right? I would, and
Sorry,
then you'd end up, and then
Venezuelans.
but you wonder, would you end up getting fucked? That would be the only thing that I would wonder about. Like, yes, you'd want to maybe see if China wins because it's the underdog, because you know I was like a good underdog to win, and
yeah, you do.
I do, I love a good underdog to win. That it's fucking sucks because it gets me. But that's why I'm such a good storyteller because, and I can do interviews and do this shit because when I talk to people, I want to get to know, down to that level. So that's why. Um, but it makes me wonder what would happen if China, if more countries would be willing to have the balls to go with China is what I'm trying to say. Like, what could it look like? I think we could have something. And to be fair, let's talk about a system that has been built that kind of gave people the balls before they needed the balls, the BRICS system.
You know what? I was thinking that, to be honest.
The BRICS system. Because the BRICS system of banking, they created the petro ruble, right? They got,
Right.
it's like, isn't it Brazil, Russia, India, China, and like Singapore? BRICS? Wasn't that what the deal was?
I think.
I'm not
I,
totally sure, but that sounds right.
Yeah, it was BRICS countries, so BRICS. And each country represented each letter represented a country in the agreement, which, like I said, I believe is India, Russia, or might have been Iran. No, that shit was probably Iran.
I
Um,
think it was Iran.
I want to say Iran, Brazil, Iran, Russia, China,
Well,
and
they are the ones that usually
Singapore.
share information on weapons and whatnot. So
That's what I mean. Like, because my geopolitical characters were getting a little bit twisted right there, but I think that's more the way it went. It makes you wonder right now with China's just decided. Now, let me bring something up that's really like, it's going to seem like it's going to be out of left field, but follow me. Let's follow me. Okay, if we're not getting ready for war with China, why did China's health ministry just limit the amount of vasectomies that they're going to allow under law?
well, that's because they actually pay attention to science more closely than other people. Because if you paid attention to what Elon Musk said, um, it's pretty accurate.
It
Within
could be
100 years,
connected
there
with
won't be
that.
humans if we continue on the path that we are. Because there are a lot
Now,
of countries that the birth rates are going down. That's part of the reason. They don't have any men for the women because there's so many women in China. Like people don't realize what it comes down to is a lot of these countries aren't as powerful as we think they are. Just like we know here in America that for all our bluster, we're not as badass as we think we are. Because
we
right
really
now, for
ain't
sure, we're
shit.
vulnerable.
We
I mean,
really
we got
ain't
some
shit.
cool shit though, and we got some people who will come
Well,
ride for us.
it's not even coming down to that. It's coming down to the fact that China has had so much internal bad stuff happen that most of the world doesn't even really know about because they suppress almost all of the information that's coming out of there.
True.
If you want to
True.
think of it like in War of the
Well-
Worlds, as soon as the tripods start moving, no more news comes out of that area. And
Well,
that's
'cause
basically what it comes down to. So they've controlled what we see. And the same goes for Mr. Un up in North Korea and his big old parades to stroke his little, what. It's all a show, even though we all know that his country is like on the brink of like dying of
Oh yeah,
famine.
they said just this month in North Korea,
Yeah, no,
particularly,
there's a lot of bad stuff. That's what I'm saying is
they're
China's not
they
that
they
far off
literally
from
no.
North
Hold on, let
Korea
me
because
explain
a
this.
majority
One
of
quick
China
second.
is in poverty.
Well, one quick second. It's so bad in North Korea. They're saying it's rival to 1993, like the famine years that, people were like rumored to eat each other in North Korea at this time. Apparently, it has been a tradition to make sweets for the Supreme Leader's birthday in January. And so they are requiring homes to give up like an egg and
Well, yeah, no, they're requiring
sugar,
homes to
and they
pay
have to
up.
go to the store and they have to buy it and give it up to the nation.
Yeah, they have to pay up. They're basically
Yep,
extorting
I
their
heard about that.
citizens.
Every citizen has to do this
Yeah.
because it's
Well,
required, because only like pregnant women and little kids and old people get sweets. And then everybody gets sweets on his birthday. But otherwise, if you're old, pregnant, or little, you get sweets. If not, you don't get no sweets unless it's his birthday. So,
You know what?
like,
Yeah,
And
it's so foobar there. It
it,
really is.
bruh,
you know what?
like,
But
China's been
I
hit with
get
the
why they're
floods.
doing what they're doing to some degree. That I've watched enough North Korean videos to like kind of understand. But the problem is they do it with such a straight face and they're so fucked up underneath that I don't even think anybody or anyone ever knows how fucked up they'll ever actually really be, because I don't even think they know how fucked up they really are. I think it's so chaotic
but
there that I don't think they even realize who's doing what and really what, honestly.
But here's my thing though. Here's my thing. North Korea and China have both known that their country's been dying for a fucking while.
Oh,
okay?
but no. Whoa, oh, no.
But
Hold on.
Here,
This was the point that I was going to bring up to TLO. What if the vasect? I know, Dwayne, but listen. What if the vasectomies are about them thinking ahead? What if we lose a whole bunch of people in war?
I mean, do you know what that could be a great possibility? Because
Well,
here's my
that's
thing.
all I was going to say, because that's a big point.
A lot more than we
Because-
know it. But yeah, that would be
Right,
a case
but-
too. But it comes down to the birth rates of the entire population of the planet. And
Well,
But you know,
what is the
China
birth-
watches that.
France
You know
is
what?
caught on.
But you know, China
Japan
watches
definitely
that.
is caught on because they're suffering some of the worst numbers. And now even there's proof that it's happening in Brazil.
Yep.
Of all
Well,
places.
Everybody, well, they
0.7
got everybody on birth control across the world.
Do you
Be
know-
free, women. Birth control. Like, this is what they
And then
said.
So
it's
check
all
this
in
out.
the water system, and they found like
Well,
birth
well,
control in fish,
okay.
in like freshwater fish.
Exactly.
So let me point this out. 1.70 births per woman as of 2019
How many?
for China. 1.70 births per woman in 2019.
That's
And
still
the
a
birth rate
billion
in
fucking
2020 was
people.
recorded as, but the birth rate in 2022 was recorded as 8.52 per thousand people, breaking a new low since 1978. According to the recently published China Statistical Yearbook 2020 compiled by the National Bureau of Statistics, noting that the growth rate of the population accounts for 1.4 per thousand, also a new low in 43 years. So that's 1.7 births per 1,000 women.
Yeah, that's not cool. And
So it
because
went from
too, they've made
8.5.
careers. Well, they've made it to where you almost have to either pick a career. Do you want a really nice career, or do you want a kid?
Well, that's what's happened with the New World mentality.
Well,
Because
let's look
if
at the
I
birth
want
rate
to
in
be
North
like a
Korea.
shark,
And
if I
that's
want to be
why
a shark in the boardroom,
people
though,
have been blaming it on feminism and not all men, or it's
but I
not
don't think
all
it's
just
that
men
though.
or
Because if
whatever.
I
It's
have
for
to be
those
a
people out
shark,
there that think, oh, it's probably some sort of misogynistic
Okay,
scientific bullshit.
so
But no, what it comes down to is really the numbers are showing, and that's why people like Elon Musk, because yes, he is an a-hole, but
Mhm.
he is probably one of the smartest a-holes on the planet.
he
And
is
so-
though. Like, however
Exactly.
you
It's
may
like, yeah, you
feel
can hate
about
him,
what
which
he's
I definitely
doing,
do not
this
like the
motherfucker
individual.
is like,
But
honestly,
for the most
you know
part,
what?
he's right.
He's like Dr. Evil. He's like
Yeah.
Dr. Evil. He's like the Dr. Evil of our time. Like, no bullshit. He's like the real Dr. Evil. And he even got fucking lasers and he put a man in a vehicle. I feel like that's something Dr. Evil would do. Right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, if you want to go that route, yeah, you could make similarities to
He's got
Dr.
boring
Evil.
machines.
I don't know if he's quite as
Didn't he say he was
we'll
going to
say
tunnel to the center
nefarious
of the earth?
as Dr. Evil, but
Did he or did he
So
not say he was going to tunnel to the center of the earth in one of the Austin Powers movies?
he has
did
said
say
that, but
let
there's
me-
been no signs or
does
indications that
Elon
he's
Musk
done
or
so
does
or
he not
even
have the Boring
started.
Company?
Hey guys, can I say something real quick?
Yes, Dwayne.
Elon Musk is a fucking nut. In my book.
But he's a smart fucking nut. And he's a fucking rich fucking nut. He's
Yeah,
the
some of the
richest
most
fucking nut.
nuttier people, because let me
You know
tell
what?
you,
But
a
he
lot
got
of people
sense,
thought
though. Like, I hate
Einstein
to
was
say
a
that.
complete
He's
nut
the
job.
nut, but
Yeah,
wait a
because he
second.
actually says shit that makes sense to regular people, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, the
He
fuck
makes-
it doesn't.
Yes, it
No,
does.
he does.
He does. Have you
That's
seen his
why
tweets?
that's why he's got so many employees. That's why he's got the billions of dollars that he does. That's
Yep.
why he's like one of the richest, if not the richest person on the planet.
Then why hasn't this man fucking ran for goddamn fucking president yet?
Because he don't want to do that. He's running
Yeah, he's
literally
even
a
said
space
that.
company, a tunnel boring company, a hyperlink to make fucking trains, fucking all this shit. He made flamethrowers too. Shit. Let's be
Well,
real.
yeah,
I
no,
mean-
he's doing better. He's doing better than any president could, because obviously we can see what good the presidency has become.
Yeah,
of late.
I mean, how many followers? Look up how many followers, Dwayne, Elon Musk has on Twitter.
Yeah,
All right, give me
millions.
Just
one
Google
second.
that. Just Google Elon Musk followers on Twitter.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Elon Musk followers on Twitter.
Yes.
Because, you know, he says crazy shit, he says wacky shit,
Yep.
but he says shit that's on point too, though.
Holy fucking shit.
How
Yeah.
many followers
About
does
3
Elon?
okay, so check this out. About 3,500,000 of Musk's 72.7 million 62.7 million followers voted. 303,500,000 motherfucking people.
Yep.
Oh no, he has 63 million followers. Okay, so that's a bigger number.
See,
That's his
63
numbers.
million. That's basically just a few less votes than what it took for Donald Trump to win the presidency.
Correct.
I mean, but here's
okay, no, but listen, Dwayne, this is our point. This is our point, though, because when you think about it, like
you're following into somewhat of the progressive mentality there, Dwayne.
Yes, you are.
Because he said some things that pissed some progressives off. So because of their tribal mentality now and their bushwhacker mentality, they all tried to gang up on him.
Right.
And a lot of them did say some very felonious shit.
Well, he called that one dude out as a pedo, and I think that guy was a fucking pedo when the little boys was in the cave. I reported on that. Okay. And Elon Musk was the only one. I was one of the only people covering them little Malaysian boys in the cave, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this story was super important. I bet you could go back on Blog Talk Radio, go look up Freedomizer Radio, go try to look up Clarity After Dark shows from way back when. And I'm sure I would have even
listened to that.
I probably would have even titled it, go look up when the Malaysian boys were in the little mine and shit.
Correct.
And you could go find the shows that I did.
Hold on.
I think I remember some of those, to be honest.
I'm telling you, because I've told people to go back into the archives. You know what I mean? So it's there.
Yeah.
Blog Talk Radio
Back
review.
then, I was on Elon Musk's side 100%. Me and Red. Red was there too. So it might be on Journey into Freedom. So you might want to look at Journey into Freedom episodes too from Freedomizer Radio, going back on Blog Talk. Just go back in their system. You'll find it. Trust me. It's still there. They can't take it out.
Well, I'm on Freedomizer Radio right now, so I'm about to start looking up your shit.
Well, you got to look at Blog Talk Radio under Freedomizer Radio. Because I don't know what they've kept on the website. I can't tell. I can't say that. I mean, I talk to Dave now, so it's not like we're like not on talking terms anymore. Like he called me, we talked. I consider him friends. He knows I have the network over here. He has his network over there. Many of us came from Freedomizer, and we appreciate Dave for the platform and what he did. But Freedom Revolution Network is what it is, and we exist for a reason. So we're going to continue on. But
so here's my
Elon Musk with those boys in the cave, he was the only one that was trying to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to send a little capsule with divers down there. And then they were like, no. Once he said the dude was a pedo, then they were like, we don't want Elon Musk's help. We're just going to drug the boys out of the cave.
Right.
Because that's going to be the least traumatic. No, I feel like we want this story to diss the fuck up here. And now Elon Musk has called out one of these leading scientists as a pedophile. And he's stuck in a cave with a bunch of boys. This is fucked up. They didn't know how to recover from that. And they tried to ruin Elon Musk over that. And people forget this because it wasn't that long ago, but you could go back. I'm sure there'd be articles in the Wayback Machine that would prove this. They fucking tried to vilify him, bro. They tried to vilify Elon Musk and tried to just tear him down to nothing after that event. Like they thought they had solidified his end. So to see his gained since then. I'd be interested to know his net worth the day the little Malaysian minor boys shit happened to now. Because I'm going to tell you that shit's probably been like 100-fold increase because he just exponentially just kept hitting the mark. When he does say shit, he says the right shit. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Okay.
And sometimes he says fucked up shit, but he's playing on the globalist level. If I had the money and the prestige and the level that he was at, I too may say some of the things that he says because
Right.
I am in the globalist game. So either I got to play the game or I got to get the fuck out because they won't let you exist in that space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
no, they
you
won't
know
let
what?
you. They won't let you be
you got to
there
fucking
and
play the
not play the
game,
game.
man. It's all about the game. You know, they were talking about how I guess like Gen Z and younger doesn't know what the game is. Tlo?
Well, of course not.
I guess somewhere we didn't tell them little fuckers what the game was.
They
No,
weren't
they
paying
didn't.
attention.
And see, here's the motherfucking thing. And you know what, Scarlet? You make a fucking point. Okay.
They are afraid of Musk. And that's why I think Musk is someone to be watched because the way they react to him, right? Because that's
But
also the
here's
reaction we got from Trump was
but
that,
here's
oh my God, we got to shut him down, shut him down,
Yeah.
shut him down.
I mean, here's my thing. I'm fucking afraid of Elon Musk, for God fucking sake.
I'm not. I would fucking talk to him fucking and he went on Joe Rogan and smoked a blunt. He said he don't do drugs no more. Bitch, we ain't gonna have no cameras and we smoking a blunt and we gonna talk about life and all
Right.
types of shit. Like, look,
Shit, that's on the shit.
stop. Please stop,
Shit,
Elon Musk.
right?
Like, he needs to quit. Like, I get that the higher upper echelon people in the world are like, that's not cute. But if that's what he wants to do, richest man in the world, what the hell? Who are you to tell me what to do? Like,
Right.
that's why I like Elon Musk because he's like, look, I can exist in your world, but I'm going to kind of mash up how that is. And there's so many
Okay.
players right now where he's one little player.
Hold up a second. Pam just posted in the chat. Pizza shop employee was shot in the face in a robbery in Philly, Pennsylvania, as of right now.
Damn, that's fucked up.
I'm looking that up. Hold on, because I want to follow that. Give me a minute.
Well, that's unfortunately something that's almost identical with what transpired here in Minneapolis of late. Because I
Did
do
it?
believe a Uber driver was shot and killed.
That's terrible. Did you see them kids who crashed that car?
Yeah,
Tlo?
my
Man.
mom brought that to my attention. I was just like, yeah, well,
I seen
you
pictures
know.
of that.
You know what? It
fucked.
was groups. People were like in the groups, like the North Side groups. They were like, retribution is coming.
You know what?
Well, I was
Like,
just like,
for
you
real,
know,
people weren't
that
even like,
if you're
and I
playing with
had this
fire
ignorant,
like that and
I
you're
hate to
that
even be
young,
this
I don't care if
person.
you're that young. If you're a freaking 9-year-old that thinks he's gonna be carjacking people and you try and evade the cops and crash and
Here's
take
right.
yourself out,
Here's
I'm not
my
gonna
deal.
feel
You just
that
need to go
bad.
see.
Here's
Boy,
my
I'm just
deal.
not gonna
sit
feel
your
that
ass
bad.
down. If you're 4 years old thinking you're gonna avoid the cops, boy, you better just go sit your fucking ass down somewhere.
Well, there was this little ratchet hood rat wench this morning, okay, who was trying to defend these fools in this vehicle. And
What
I
did
was
you
like,
just
first
say?
of all,
Did you
no,
call him
hold
a
on.
ratchet
First of all, I
hood?
was like, they all were in. Now it was 5 youth in a vehicle. It was like I believe, like a
Yeah, no,
Mercedes
it was
Benz.
5 youth because 2 of them
Good
died
Benz.
and 3 of them are in the hospital.
Okay, and the fucking car split in half, y'all.
Correct.
And I mean literally in half, two
Yeah,
pieces.
it wasn't that far from where my parents live.
Oh, they live over there, TLO? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I know where you're. Okay. I peep game. See, that's why y'all don't get together that much, and that's also why I get now why your mom never want to come over to your house and all that. This all now makes sense.
Ghetto famous Scarlet much is what Micto's saying.
No, fuck you. This is the point. This fucking this is the point. This is this ghetto woman. This is the point. That's why I'm getting to this because this is the point,
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, this is the point. This is why, because there's this woman, and she was like, "But they're in the car." and they didn't do anything wrong. And I was like,
Bitch,
what?
you hijacked the Benz.
I was like, hold up. I was like, each individual in the car is like an accomplice. Like, even if they didn't physically steal the car, they all know the
Correct.
car is stolen. Therefore,
Correct.
they're all complicit in a crime at that point.
And
Like,
they're 14
called
fucking years
receiving-
old, so they know they're not supposed to be driving the damn thing in the first place.
right.
that
And they
crime-
carjacked the person, I
Hey.
believe, at gunpoint.
Correct.
Can I say something here for a second?
No, let's explain this to people so they understand what's happening.
Well, the charges would be for them is basically receiving stolen property.
No, they literally, that's like strong arm. It's Grand Theft Auto. You literally fucking stole somebody's car
Yeah.
from them with a gun.
It's GTA, bro.
Yeah, it's Grand Theft Auto, dude. Like, and they don't prosecute anybody up here because of the liberals. So
Yeah.
that's not even the point. All them kids will be let go anyway. They won't
Yeah.
even get charges. That's not the point. Okay, so we're going back to the whole concept. So she goes, they didn't do anything wrong. I go, how can you justify that they didn't do anything wrong? I go, why are you trying to justify these kids doing licks? Like, they stole somebody's vehicle that that person paid money to have, or worked, or got a loan to have, or whatever it is.
Well, what you don't understand, and I can attest to this as I am still a resident of the south side of Minneapolis. Basically working and living and operating in Minneapolis.
See,
It's the victim mentality that the sort of socialist left have installed in a lot of people. And so, like, you have cases where, you know, to be honest, what most likely transpired in uptown Minneapolis was the guy did probably try and fire off some shots at the cops.
Right.
And they took him out. Like, that's just
that dude in the parking ramp dude.
To make him into some sort of victim or hero is kind of wrong. But they've run with that mentality now with a lot of cases that have happened down here. And then a lot of the police have gotten sick of not being able to, like, do anything about the actual crime, when the ones that are, you know, still sticking around, because a lot have left and abandoned their jobs. Let's, you know, put the full truth out there.
Well, and this girl was like,
these people out the very next day, like you say, Scarlet, to tie it in with what you're saying. They see them out the very next week, and they're doing it over and over again.
Well, they never go in to begin with. They'll never even charge them to start. But then the girl was like, oh, well, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it. Only one of them stole the car. I was, because she had commented something like ignorant. And I was like, you do know, like, what they was doing was illegal, right? Like, why are you trying to stand up for these kids who you know was doing wrong? Like, please find somebody else who does not know what goes on in the hood. Because, see, I know what goes on. So I know what happened. They saw this really nice fucking car and they wanted to steal it because now everybody's carjacking everybody up here. And so they did it. And then they fucking went apeshit and thought they were about to be in a video game driving across Minneapolis. And fucking literally split their car in half. I've never seen a vehicle literally be cut in half, like with the fucking, like, almost looks like a saw. Like, literally, it was the front part of the cab, and it's like a Mercedes-Benz SUV.
Any sort of car wreck that you could even fucking imagine, I have seen.
And this is like a clean cut, bro. Like, clean cut through the fucking middle. I've never seen anything like this. Bro, whenever that shit hit, they said, like, when it hit, it, like, exploded on two sides because there was, like, a witness who saw it, or, like, a Ring doorbell or some shit. And they said it's kind of like shrapnel went on both sides, and then the two parts split, and that was it. Like, and then boom, that was it. I mean, because I'm sure there was probably two in the front, three in the back, and maybe, I don't know what side died. You know what I mean? Because it's probably the three maybe that were in the back. I don't know. Maybe the two in the front and one in the back. I don't fucking know. What I do know is they're lucky anybody survived. Because I know none of them had their seatbelts on.
You know what? Here's my thing, though. And I'm gonna put it like this. Here's my thing. As someone who's lived in the hood, someone who's grown up in the hood before, let me say this.
This a new
These young
hood
kids-
though, Dwayne. This is a new hood. This is
but
not the
wait a
same
minute.
hood.
No, it's not the same, but check it for a minute. These kids be out here trying to think the fucking shit that they recreate in a video game, which is my mom, which is why my dumbass always got in fucking trouble. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I'll be honest. Is they thinking this motherfucking shit's real life? Like, man, look. Some of the
They
wrecks and
do.
shit that I've been to as a volunteer EMT, and some of the wrecks that I've fucking seen is because some dumbass fucking kid hijacked a fucking car. You know how
Yeah,
many
because
fucking
they're
kids
absolutely reckless at that point. Like there is no negotiating with these people. There's no like, so that's the problem, right? So this woman continues to like argue with this up until the point she was like, you want to bang about it? Bitch, I know you just didn't come on this goddamn North Minneapolis website to be complaining to somebody on Facebook, and I'm gonna tell you that everybody's breaking the law for you to be like, you want to bang about it?
Bro, Scarlet, you would have whooped her ass.
You know what you want to bang about it means? She talking about you want to go shoot it out somewhere.
You would have still whooped her
Yeah,
ass.
like what? Like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to like please sit down several seats and all the way because, excuse me, like I'm trying to tell you that these kids are in the wrong, and you're trying to say, do you want to bang about it? Like, ma'am,
I'd been like, when and where.
Nah,
I did not have time for the ignorance this morning.
I'd be like, you'll never see me coming.
Like, for real though, like, oh, like, bruh, because they're ignorant enough to be like, I'll be on this, da 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 da. You know, I already know. Okay,
Right?
You know what?
like for real, because they're
But they
ignorant.
don't know.
Man, let me tell you what, Tlo. This
Exactly.
woman
They don't
had
know.
me I had to just block her straight up because I was like, look, I cannot entertain this conversation anymore. Like, this is what's wrong. Like, it's just depraved minds. People who just think that behavior is okay,
Yes.
that is
That's
allowed.
totally what it comes down to. Is
Yes, and people think they're
criminality has
justified for this.
become
They're like, the
cool.
police overreacted. They shouldn't have been chasing them. They shouldn't have been driving crazy. They shouldn't have. First of all, if they wouldn't driving crazy, even if they stole a car, okay, rules of the hood, okay.
First off, let's not be stealing cars, period. Because
But if we
you're
are
actually going
stealing
to run
cars,
into a real Southsider, you ain't going to walk away. And I think
that's
somebody
true.
just
Now,
experienced
that's a
that
good
not too
point.
long ago.
But what I am saying is, if you are going to steal a car, which I have known people to do in my time and day, okay, it wasn't as popular as it is now, but I knew people who fucking took cars.
Yeah.
You fucking drove the speed limit. You didn't fucking crash people's shit.
You didn't draw attention to yourself as
you did not. No, you left it somewhere else even, and you didn't even fuck it up.
You don't go around smashing it like it's a fucking
like they do now, where they will just go around like it's fucking bumper cars and fuck your car up.
Exactly.
And these kids probably never drove before a day in their life. Like, I'm gonna drive because I know how to drive on the game. Like, I'm for real. Like, this is serious. It is so bad. Minneapolis is getting completely, utterly out of fucking control.
No, it kind of is. People don't get how accurate it is when we say it's getting to be like
out of control, like uncontrollable. Just like crime is everywhere. Just like motherfuckers getting jacked or robbed or just all types of shit be happening everywhere all the time. Did you see the video from Alpha News that had the woman's house kicked in and then they whooped her ass? I was like, y'all just learning about Jump Out Boys? Like, oh shit, we gotta get you of a hoodjumication here. Okay, because
they don't care.
They did. Do you know how many people I saw? I saw hundreds, if not thousands, of people sharing that Alpha News video. People from even out of state were sharing it, of the people who got their door kicked in and then they got their ass whooped. And I was like, do you not know that happens in Minneapolis every day? Like, that is a common tactic in Minneapolis. Like, you fuck around, you find out somebody comes, kicks your door in, and fucking whoops your ass. That's normal. I hate to say that, but that's true. Like in the urban areas, if like a conflict occurs, that's gonna happen.
Yes.
They're gonna kick in your door and whoop your ass.
Good.
It's real. It's real. You better be ready. Like you gotta survival of the fittest. Okay. So there is that.
I mean,
And people started paying attention to that, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is like the worst thing I've ever seen." Y'all, if this is the worst thing you've ever seen, this shit happens every day. We could probably give you 105 more cases like it. Like today, call Minneapolis police. They'll probably tell you about it. And probably nobody ever probably even called it in. So with that being said, it happens every day. Been happening since I was a kid. Where have you been? It's just that more doors are getting kicked in now, but same shit, different day.
I mean, here's my thing about
It's
this.
turning
right?
into like third world like countries. I hate to say it like this, but it is like a little fucking like, I don't know. It's like Somaliland, bro. I hate to say it, but it's like that. It's like a little defunct country that has no protection.
I mean, here's my thing. Okay. Is these kids think they run shit.
They do.
These kids and I'm gonna talk here for a minute because here's the fucked up thing. As someone who is a lot younger than Tlo and Scarlet, I used to be one of those.
I wouldn't say
kids.
a lot.
I mean, Scarlet, I'm 10 years younger
I would
than
say
you.
a lot.
I'm like 15,
from you,
I'm like 15 to 16
I'm in the
years
middle.
younger than Tlo.
Yeah, but I'm still within like the 10-year range of you.
That's what I just said. You're like 10 years older than I am.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my thing. It's one of those kids who used to fuck around and found out. I fucked around and found out until I got a gun pulled on my face.
These kids don't care. They're willing to die up here.
Yeah.
They're like small terrorists. Okay.
To be honest, a lot of them are small little
These little
terrorists.
niggas is like small terrorists. I'll give them the heart that they got because they'll fucking go out and get killed day one over this shit. They don't care no more, Dwayne. They don't give a shit. You don't fight anymore. There's no like hand fighting. Like we don't like whoop ass anymore. Like
it's not like how we used
it's
to
like
be
literally running around shooting everybody on every corner. Pop, 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 pop. Everybody's got a gun. Pop, 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 pop.
Here, as when I was a kid, if we had a fucking issue about it, we met in the back fucking alley and
you whooped ass, and that's the way it should be, and that's the way that's good American shit. Okay,
so let me tell you this.
That's
shit,
always been good American shit. How did we portray like cowboy fights in bars in movies? Good old American fist fighting, bruh. Like let the best man win. Okay, yeah, there were duels and things like that. But we don't do that shit no more. But as far as like duking it out, like everybody can respect a good fight here.
The last time I duked shit out with somebody is fucking after school. This one dude would fucking bully the shit out of me, and I said, "All right, bitch, you know what? Fuck it. Meet me in the back alleyway on this fucking street." At this time, we had in my area, we had a destined fucking alley for this.
Right.
That was closed off to the fucking public, and we would go back there with a couple of our friends, make sure shit didn't get fucking out of hand. We'd fucking duke it out, and like before we fought, we all fucking emptied our pockets, whether it was our cell phone or wallet.
But see, kids don't have any constructive role models anymore. Like literally, the role models in Minneapolis have devolved into nothing. I don't know where everybody went. If they moved to the suburbs, where did they go, TLO? What happened? Because I'm telling you, this would apply in 99% of normal situations. But that's why this is so unique, because they have liberaled us into this. Okay. Now up here, I don't experience any of this shit, any of it. My life is not like anybody else's. No. Okay. Because literally, like people in the cities are living in shell shock daily still. Like they're talking about they have to wear like masks, going to like pools and shit, and like doing stuff. I was like, wearing masks, place? What? Absolutely not. We don't do that up here. Okay. People, it's like two different worlds though, Dwayne. So like. And Minneapolis has gone crazy. They don't care. These kids don't care. They don't give a shit. It's not like normal kids where they could get there, like you could bring them somewhere and have like a little fight club back in the day and duke it out and do that. One of my friends actually that I went to high school with actually just brought an adult fight club back. he was popular in the club scene, TLO, and he got out of the club scene, and a lot of people have beef, and
You know
all
what?
this other shit. But he
I wanna-
literally constructed a ring in his backyard and like had people pay for the fight and everything, and like had like a legit fight
Right. But here's
with
my
people like with actual beefs in his backyard.
here's the thing that I want to state. I instilled in my nephew, okay? He's not my actual nephew, but I treat him like he's my nephew. I instilled in him, if you had a problem with a fucking kid in school, or if you had a problem with somebody out in the fucking streets, you duke the fucking shit out. I don't give a fuck. You got a pocket knife
Well,
on you.
that
I don't
was
give a fuck.
the whole thing is you fight fair. Don't bitch fight. And
Well,
everybody
that's what
bitch fights now. They want to send 7 niggas on you and you one person. They want to fucking shoot you 10 times. They fucking, you know what I mean?
Wanna know
Like,
what I
it's
told my
not just
nephew?
like back in the day, like, oh, if they want to stab you, they're going to fucking stab you 37 times. Like, it's not like how it used to be where it's like, okay, fight a little dirty, cool, whatever. It's not the same. Like, people's minds are fucking gone. Back me up, TLO. Back me up.
Let me say this. I told my nephew, and I told him straight up, if you got an issue, you fight. Do bring 7 motherfuckers. Go back and get 7 motherfuckers of your own. Bring them on
If
with
you ain't got 7 motherfuckers, you a dead ass. So that's
Oh,
great in
no.
theory,
My
but like,
nephew.
dude, motherfuckers. Okay,
Yeah,
but
it's very rare
niggas
that
in the
you have
hood be
some,
bout it.
Jets,
They
sharks shit going on.
they will
Going on.
roll up. They
My
was rolling up.
nephew.
And now they got all the little Snapchats and all this shit. No, they're instantly. It's like nigga Uber. No, they there instantly.
Well, that's
Okay.
exactly what that shit went down with all them fucking smash and grabs.
Thank you, because they were all talking to each other on text messages. Oh, let's go do this lick. They was doing that during the riots and shit. I got through a few little threads that I found, investigative journalism, and I know how to get in. Most people can't get in. Like, honestly, I don't think like we said before, a real news crew besides somebody outside of like Unicorn Riot. They wouldn't have made it that night. Me and you were down there, TLO. They wouldn't have made it.
No.
They'd have got ripped alive.
Yep.
For real. Like, that's real talk. I don't think like one of the fancy news cameras would have been able to show up.
I mean,
no, they were all on the peripheries. Remember?
They had the chopper in the air. They had Chopper 5 on it. Remember, they weren't even close. Remember, they had Chopper 5 on it.
Well, no, as far as like the major, because CNN was all the way down there by the Savers.
Oh yeah, over Savers where like my mom used to go to the H&R Block over there in that mall forever.
Yeah.
Forever, because she had this lady over there named Joanne. She loved that lady. She was the best one there. Yes. Anyway, just a little history of my life. But High Lake Shopping Center. But still, like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think they would have been able to do it. There would have been no way.
No.
And so that's why I say, like, you can't even report about these things anymore. You can't even talk about it. Nobody's allowed to talk about it because, nope, they should have just been able to steal it, and that's the end of that. We're just supposed to shut the fuck up.
Well, there is a lot of that mentality, because I did hear the word reparations being thrown around a lot.
Reparations? How is it reparations if you're using a fucking car for a night? If you were smart, you'd reparations your ass into having that car for yourself. Like, you get my drift. Like, oh, reparations to go crash someone else's $50,000 car? That didn't cost you anything.
It's not just that; it's taking people's shit, Scarlet. It's not even just
but most of these people are fucking insured too.
Because to be honest, like I don't even care about those idiots. They kind of got what they deserved. Like I'll say it.
It's sad, but it's like you knew when you got into a stolen vehicle that it could turn out crazy. Period. End of story. That's my whole point. Is that at that age, I would have known. At 14, I would have known. I did all types of crazy shit at that age. Actually, probably that I could have been killed for or other things, but it didn't happen. And I did it in Minneapolis, which is even scarier now looking back on it. But so to be 14, like they were, I had 14-year-old friends who stole cars. And I didn't get in stolen cars ever.
Fuck no.
Ever.
See, yeah,
That
no.
wasn't my thing. Like,
MGTOW, that's all you need to say. That's all you need to say, because that's the mentality of today.
it is though. Like when they did that smash and grab at the Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, correct.
Yes,
That's how they think.
MGTOW. Amen. Because what the hell was that? I mean, $130,000 in a fucking minute and a half.
Yep.
Like, I get it, but like,
And that
I just
place
don't
would be
understand why you
insured,
wouldn't
but, like,
ever want the
take
satisfaction
for
to
example
stand at the counter.
take for example the High Lake. Do you really think that they got that much of a payout for High Lake Shopping Center that got burnt
Hell
out?
no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And I know that one of them was a minority-owned wig shop. I know
Yep.
because my ex used to go there. So.
Oh yeah, wasn't it? Was it an African shop?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I remember that up in there too. Because it was like the Savers that, and then they had the little hibachi and shit.
Yep.
And then,
but yeah, no, it was there for a long time too. But it was.
You know what? Here's my thing about this generation, and I'm saying this generation. I'm going this fucking generation, 2 generations back. They do shit differently than what the fuck we used to do, and the thing is, it's never gonna fucking change.
No, it is going to change. No, it's going to change. I'm gonna tell you what, because something's gonna have to give.
You can look at throughout history is repleted with snapbacks.
Yep, and some's about to snap back because some's got to give on this. Because I'm telling you,
I want to say this. Most, you know what, and I can't believe I'm about to go here with this bullshit. But here's my fucking thing, okay? And this is what I'm going to say. Most of these kids that are probably doing shit like this don't have a fucking father in their life. Because it's proven statistically.
That's true. That's true. You know, there was a statistic today that came out that said 17% of couples are married.
Yeah.
So
17%.
Something ridiculously small.
Check where I'm going with this statistic shit real quick. Just give me a minute to explain this.
No, that literally was a statistic that came out today, though. Like literally.
No, statistically proven, young men who do not have a father in their lives end up in one of 3 things: jails, foster homes. Well, take that back. Jail, foster home, prison, gangs, or dead. For most young men who do not have a father in their life. I was supposed to be one of those statistics. I know many kids who are one of those statistics. My brother, unfortunately, one of the people I call my brothers, unfortunately, is one of those statistics. So here's my thing. We also can't just blame the fucking kids at this point.
We can, though. No, we can, though. Because look.
No, and let me explain why.
These adults out here have no consciences, like, for real.
That's exactly where I'm going. Let me argue my point, and then you can argue yours. Fair?
There is no argument here. The point is this is how it is. Because you're not going to tell me, like, how something, like, is where I am, because this is what it is. Like,
I'm not saying
these adults. No, I'm not saying that, Dwayne. Just listen. The adults have this attitude now, and they think they can do no wrong. Now these kids think the adults are idiots, and everything they do is wrong. And there's a complete disconnect.
Basically, they have the same mentality, the entitled mentality, just 20 times more. And yeah, Dwayne, there is a lot of math to show that it actually doesn't really come down to whether or not there's a father, because most numbers show that there actually are a lot of fatherless childs, and it's actually not even really on the father's side or his decision.
Right.
Okay, but
there's a lot of evidence to show that a lot of very bad behaviors are actually.
But we also don't foster those relationships either in society. To be fair,
here's my.
It's not like we support people who are married or to be together or to be married.
Well, no,
you know,
that's the whole progressive mentality, though, is to be like independent and fuck everybody else, and I'm gonna be, you know, this big internet star and whatnot.
Right, or
That's what it
whatever it
comes down
is,
to.
and
And so
then
everyone lives in their little entitled echo chambers or bubbles, and you know, they don't really have very much consideration for other people, other people's property, other people's respect. I mean, none of it.
it's true. It's scary. It's really it's really scary what these kids are doing. Like, to be honest, like I just
Well, maybe,
and the adults too. It's
but
scary, like, to think that people
here's
think that way.
here's here's my fucking take on it, and this is where this is where I'm gonna fucking stand with this. Maybe if we had fucking parents who actually did their fucking jobs right, and here's my thing, and I'm gonna go.
We have a bunch of broken people, though.
But do you
Like,
know what?
that's half of the problem.
Wait to just watch where I'm fucking going with this for a minute. Because literally, if we fucking had parents who did their fucking job, weren't fucking alcoholics, weren't fucking drug addicts, who weren't getting fucking high all the time, or actually paid attention to their fucking kid, their kids normally wouldn't fucking act out like this. Because when they're fucking acting out like this, the one motherfucking thing that's a common fucking denominator with these kids is they're fucking looking for attention. They're looking from it in all the wrong motherfucking spots because of the fact something in the house has went wrong.
I don't know, man. Like,
something in the house
in
has gone wrong.
in
And
Minneapolis in particular, it's went way further than that, and it's just the culture now. Like, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, it went from being like a
but
home thing.
that's stating that things are environmentally affected, and a lot of people would argue.
Yeah,
that.
I just think it's over environmentally saturated at this point, to where like we're way past that. Like, that's the beginning stages where you can like identify shit, but the landscape is so saturated with that everywhere on every level that's why it's just honestly like every level you could think of, every layer you could think of that.
I'm not even talking
whether
about
it's at school, home, you know, stores, this, that, you see what I'm saying? Like, every level you would have interactions with this.
Okay, but here's my thing though, and I'm trying to move outside of Minneapolis for a minute.
I'm just saying in general though, once you've gotten into these type of cities that have gotten further than individuals you can identify to, now it's just mob rule. Like,
okay,
there's something to that. Like, there's something that's
learning that from the parent. Are they learning?
We don't know. That's what I'm. These are the questions. Why I'm trying to bring up.
They're learning it from the internet, Dwayne. They're learning it from the internet because they haven't been listening to their parents. That's Scarlett's point.
Yes.
When she said that they think they're stupid and they don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Why would they be listening to anything or watching or trying to emulate anything that their parents would be doing? So that's kind of a moot point.
I mean,
because you got to think about it. The generation before would, even before like their parents, like let's say even if some of these people have grandparents involved, their grandparents probably look at the parent like, what the hell? Which would make
they look at them like there's some weird fossil.
Yes. And then that would make the child looking at this relationship with parent and grandparent look like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, why am I listening to any of them?
Correct. So then that just shuts all the shit out. And that seems to have been done at every level in so many families and so many homes just across Minneapolis. And I don't know if it had to have been done by design with schools, with just the way people are interacting. Whatever it is, it sparked into this flame now of this oversaturation of like, just there's no community, like there's no
but this is literally
shit doesn't flow normal anymore. You can't just like walk down the street and like enjoy your day with your child, because you might get robbed, you might get killed, you might get raped, you might get robbed. Like, it's not just like you can walk from even point A to B anymore.
This is
literally
kind of bringing me right into our next topic. I'm not even gonna fucking lie,
right?
Because this is, since we're bringing this shit up, and this is literally bringing me right into the next fucking topic, which is I've been trying to get to through all this and trying to make a point to prove like, hey, this is connected to what I'm trying to say. Which literally brings us right into the Oxford fucking high school shooting. Let's fucking go there. And yes, I just fucking
good shit,
did.
Dwayne. I'm proud of you on that fucking transition. That was good. That was good.
So check my shit, right? And give me like 5 minutes. Give me like 5-7 minutes.
You got an article ready for that?
I have the article and I have the lawsuit pulled up.
Okay. And then, so just for 1 second, like, there's something going on. This is the point I want to make, just to kind of wrap everything up. Something going on, something that's saturating, like almost like lighter fluid that's being put everywhere. And now little fires are popping up, and these little fires are grouping together. And then they're starting to turn into little uncontrolled burns.
But
and the uncontrolled burns are catching shit on fire. And the shit that's catching on fire is starting to get wilder and wilder. Like, it's literally like watching a wildfire explode.
Okay.
Ever since the riots. It's been like just a slow kindling fire.
You're not wrong. But at this point, I wouldn't even say they're slow. So check this out. So watch this. So the morning of the shooting, okay, since we're talking about parents, we're talking about kids, and we're talking about how shit's fucking ran today, right? 3 hours prior to, what the fuck is his name? Let me pull up a name. See if I can't find this dumb fucker's name. 1 second. I think his name is Eric Crumley. James Crumley. 3 hours before this dumb fucker shot up a school, killing kids, injuring 6 students, killing 4 students, injuring 6, and injuring, I think, like 3 teachers. There was a parent-teacher conference held for him. This boy had shit on his desk, in his locker, in his bag. Like, this kid literally fucking had detailed plans of, hey, I'm about to shoot up a fucking school. Right, Scarlet? You see where I'm going?
Right.
Can you guys... And they had this conference, and they still let him come back to school. They did not remove him from the classroom. Okay, they didn't remove him from the classroom because of the fact they didn't think he was going to do it. Fucking not even 30 minutes later, here he is in the fucking hallways.
Hold on. Let's stop right there. Okay. Now, I've been in a lot of schools. I understand school regulations. I have done a lot of things where I do understand the framework of schools. There is in no way, shape, or form, okay, like in the school district I went to, if that would have happened, I would have been expelled that day. If I had plans,
fuck being expelled.
No, trust me, because listen, back in the day when I was like in middle school, the big thing was kill lists.
Yes.
Okay, kill lists were a big thing, and people would come out with these kill lists. Now they weren't school shutting down level like they are now. Like they would just like fucking like get the kid in trouble and like, you know what I mean?
No,
it wasn't like it is now, but now it's turned into something more. Okay. But the point is that it's this culture of like in school where they like allow this, like that would have been expellable. Like it was zero tolerance for anything like that. So I wouldn't have been, if that would have happened in the school I went to for like high school, I would have been kicked out that day and my parents would have had to come get me, and that never would have happened.
You wouldn't have been kicked out when I was in school, when I was in Madison, Washington High School. If you would have fucking if they would have found anything with a detailed plan of you about to shoot up a fucking school, your ass was going to fucking jail for plotting a mass fucking murder.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, we had intruder drills starting then. I mean, we started those intruder drills in 8th grade after 9/11. We were the first generation, I was at least, that had drills in school where you practiced for an active intruder.
See, here's the thing. We had in school. I was in ninth.
So they got
grade.
kids used to this idea out of something that didn't exist. Like it happened occasionally, but it wasn't something that happened often.
Right. And as someone who's been inside of one of those drills and someone who's also been the one helping run that drill, when we did our first lockdown, we got a bomb threat. I was in ninth grade and my classroom had like a little cubby hallway with plexiglass on it, right? So yeah, have fun trying to shoot through the bitch. We literally went in there and we locked the door. We put like fucking plastic and shit on the window so you couldn't see through it.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking we would sit there. But the great thing about that room is it was fucking soundproof. You couldn't hear a fucking thing out that room. And I'm sitting there asking, like, what the fuck is this? And like, mind you, we're in a behavioral classroom. All the kids are freaking the fuck out, including me. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We get told, hey, there's possibly an active bomb. Fucking 35 minutes later, the kid who fucking made the bomb threat was sitting in my fucking cubby hole with me in my motherfucking classroom. You want to know what the fuck happened to that kid? They removed us. What? Check this. They removed us, and he was trampled by a motherfucking SWAT team.
See, that's crazy. Like there was no real threat at that point. Like
but still at that point, that's still premeditated murder.
I mean, it's a kid. No, I don't see it as that. It's a kid. Like,
okay,
but this kid who they knew.
Okay,
who
let's read.
No, but see, they knew too much about him. Why?
Right,
this should have
exactly
never fucking happened. That boy should have been expelled that day. The police should have been called.
That boy should have been arrested that day.
Not even that. Just the police should have been called. He should have been watched. And yeah, exactly. Put on for terroristic threats. Then the dad would have had to surrender the pistol, and all that shit would have been the end of that. And
no, so check this out. In this article I'm going to read you, that wasn't the dad's pistol.
Oh no,
that was the kid's pistol.
I know they were supposed to get it, but the dad purchased it, so it's in his name. The child can't legally own the firearm.
Correct.
So it's still dad's pistol in legal terms. You know what I mean? Because he had to
possession of it, but
correct. He had to go purchase it from the store. It's under his name.
Right.
Like it was his gun at the time of the crime while they're trying to charge him and his wife, which I think that's shitty. How are you going to charge both of them? How did they know the mom was even in on it? What, because they share a bank account? Look, man.
No, because she posted about the gun on her Instagram.
Yeah, she posted about the gun. Yeah.
Look, now see, these just trash folks. Now see, this is why I think this is a case of trash folks. To be honest.
Well, no, that's what it kind of comes down to. And yeah, the kid had a problem, and yeah, they should have interjected just to be safe.
Yes,
right.
Because
you could have, at the very minimum, you could have given them a
after all the Columbines and things
figured
that have
out
happened.
exactly how to deal with them.
Remember Virginia Tech, Columbine, all these fucking shootings.
There's so many instances where all you have to do is one simple little thing, and it could have interjected the whole process. That's kind of the whole point.
We're going to go through this article that I shared the other night when me and Tlo was online, because I already had this saved and bookmarked for when I did a show with you next, Scarlet, because I knew that's going to be one of the topics you brought up. So this is the timeline. The shooter methodically and deliberately fired at students. A timeline of a school shooting tragedy. Hold on. Vander Cumby had walked into his afternoon high school classroom when he heard screaming outside in the hallway. The cries were punctured by a gunshot. He said, "My teacher walked into the classroom. He locked the door and told us to call 911. And then we heard the rest of the gunshots go off. More screams," Cumby told CNN. Authorities say at least 30 shots were fired, killing 4 students and wounding 6 other teenagers along with 1 teacher before the alleged shooter, a student at Oxford High School, was detained by police with rounds still at his handgun. Unleashed was the deadliest school shooting on a K-12 campus in the U.S. since May 2018, forever scarring the Oxford community.
So we have an extended clip.
Detroit. Yep. The 4 students who died were Madison Baldwin, 17, Tate Myers, 16, Hannah St. Julian, 14, and Justin Schilling, 17, authorities said. While the burst of gunfire lasted only minutes, authorities said there is substantial evidence that it was a premeditated attack by the accused shooter, 15-year-old Ethan Cumley. Ethan Crumley. A preliminary review of the defendant's social media accounts, his cell phone, as well as other documented evidence recovered on the scene showed that that this defendant planned this shooting. He deliberately brought the gun that day with the intent to murder as many students as he could, Prosecutor Mark Key said during Crumley's arraignment on Wednesday. Now, Scarlett, that's not the first time you've heard this prosecutor's name. The high school sophomore is facing a slew of charges as an adult, including first-degree murder, terrorism, and other accusations. In court on Wednesday, his lawyer, Scott Kozak, asked to enter a not guilty plea during the arraignment, saying, "My client is standing mute." His parents, James and Jennifer Crumley, were each charged Friday with involuntary manslaughter in connection with their son's alleged
And that's a fucked up
actions.
charge, you guys. Like, that's not cool. Involuntary manslaughter, you could get like life, bro. Like,
the parents pleaded not guilty Saturday and were being held on bond set at $500,000 each.
Damn, they gotta get $1 million bond.
James Crumley
better have good credit.
James Crumley bought the gun authorities believe was used in the shooting on November 26th in an Oxford store with his son, according to Karen McDonald. Speaking of guns, and showed a gunshot pop off by me. Karen McDonald, the Oakland County prosecutor who was leading the case. Yeah, that's fucking ironic. Around the same day, the alleged shooter posted a photo of a handgun on Instagram account with the caption, "Just got my new beauty 6.7 9mm," with a hard eyes emoji. McDonald said in a news conference on Friday. Jennifer Crumley also posted about the gun on social media over the weekend, saying "Mom and son day testing out his new Christmas present," McDonald said. Also, and during the weekend, Jennifer Crumley took her son to a shooting range, a law enforcement source told CNN. Now, check out the disturbing red flags before the shooting. As class resumed after the long Thanksgiving holiday, a teacher noticed Ethan Crumley searching the web for ammunition, McDonald said. The teacher notified school officials who contacted the parents via phone and email, but they did not respond. Later on Monday, Jennifer Crumley sent him a text message saying, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught," McDonald said. In 2 videos on Crumley's
because
phone,
I mean, honestly, like, I don't think I would be upset with my kid looking at bullets on the internet.
I wouldn't either.
Honestly, like, it's bullets on the internet. I mean, it's not real. Like,
so check this shit. In 2 videos on Crumley's phone that were recorded that night, he talked about shooting and killing students at the high school, said Lieutenant Tim Willis of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Another piece of evidence is a journal found in Crumley's backpack that details his desire to shoot at the school, to include murdering students, Willis said at the arraignment. On Tuesday morning, another teacher found a drawing on the accused shooter's desk that essentially depicted a shooting, McDonald said. It alarmed her to the point that she took a picture of it on her cell phone, the prosecutor said. The illustration showed a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, "The thoughts won't stop. Help me." And it included a drawing of a bullet with the words "blood everywhere" written above it. She said the words "my life is useless and the world is dead" were also written on the drawing. Between the drawing of the gun and the bullet is a drawing of a person who appears to have been shot twice and bleeding. Below that is a figure is a drawing of a laughing emoji, McDonald said. The distressing picture led school officials to hold a meeting with the accused shooter and his parents. Check this fucking stupid shit. The distressing picture led school officials to hold a meeting with the accused shooter and his parents, who were instructed to help provide counseling to their son within 48 hours. During that meeting, Ethan Crumley had the gun in
48 hours. No, that's psych word. That's psych word.
Yeah, no shit.
That's psych word. That's 5150 hold level.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you know I'm right, Tlo. And so what the hell was that? First of all, you know what? They're so quick to throw mental health on everything else, but that's where the boy really was failed right there.
When I threatened to blow up my mom, when I threatened to blow up my mom and sister's house at such a young age, I was in school. The sheriff who was our school resource officer at the time had me involuntary committed at the fucking hospital. I was picked up by fucking EMS. I was restrained in handcuffs and shackles until
that's what the 5150 hold is.
So let's keep reading on.
I think that's overkill for a kid normally, but like with the drawing and all this shit that they had on him,
right?
Like, did you need the bullets in his backpack, or like, did you need a bullet in his pocket to like make you think he was real? Like, I just don't know what they thought they were going to get out of that.
Right.
So let's. This is why the parents are being charged. So let's keep reading. The parents resisted the idea of taking their son out of school, McDonald said, and he was allowed to return to the classroom.
Absolutely
morning
not.
looking
They
at the
shouldn't have been the
drawing,
parents'
it's
choice at all.
impossible
And
not to
when
conclude
do
that there was
parents
a
get a
reason
choice?
to.
We don't never
Yeah,
get a choice.
see,
School closes any
that's I
other
don't know.
time.
Some people
Schools are
might make a
closing
case
today.
for a false spike here because it does seem
Exactly.
weird that in almost every other case for the very slightest of things, like
Kids
say
get
So,
sent
somebody draws
home.
a effing
right, the
swastika
school
in
should have
someone's
been shut
bathroom, they put the place on
until
lockdown.
That's what I mean. Is
he
send
was
everybody
It
removed.
seems a
home.
little odd that this kid
Here's
was let running rampant.
here's my
Thank
thing.
you.
As protocol goes, whenever this situation happens, this is what's supposed to happen. Once they know of any activity like that, the school immediately is supposed to go on lockdown. Every kid, every classroom. The door is not to be open until a first responder, either EMS, fire, or the police department, walk up to that door and identify themselves. 2, the kid is to be detained. Detained, I mean in any way fucking possible. In any way. In any way, shape, or form possible. I don't even care if that means putting a fucking gun to his back and holding him there until the fucking EMS gets there. Number 2, 5150 hold is to immediately happen for any kid like that. Mental health evaluation and a mental health evaluation needs to be done. The school, and see, here's where I'm going to
You're all
transition.
robot-y, Dwayne. Do you hear that too, Tlo, or is that just me?
Nope, I heard it. And here's my next point. Each kid that is a victim of that is supposed to be getting immediately counseled right after therapy by
Get your
school
butt back
counselors.
inside, Dwayne, because you're super not
What about now?
available to hear.
What about now?
Well, it's
There.
very hard to hear you if you move around because you are outside. So if you are outside, don't move around.
Okay, I'm not moving. I'm going to stay against my wall.
Yeah, because the sound waves do bounce off different in
Correct.
the layers. Yeah,
Okay.
you're
Correct.
right, Tlo. Yeah, that's
Here,
true.
let me go back inside to where I can kind of move around freely.
Right. Yeah, because did you know that's why the snow is so quiet, because of the weight of it blocks out all the other ambient sound
Yeah.
around you.
Okay, let's get back to the point that I'm trying to get to.
That was a fun fact. Damn it.
That is a really cool fact. I actually didn't fucking
I'm
know
just
that.
saying, that's why, so when you're out, and doing that, it affects the sound.
So here's my next thing. Like I said, school's supposed to go on lockdown. Doors aren't supposed to open to a fire, police, or first responders show up at the door.
College, hell, this is high school, Big Toe.
Next thing is the kid needs to get a 5150 hold and be mentally evaluated. Number 5, each kid who is considered a potential victim is supposed to be notified afterwards of what happened. Now, here's where they failed completely. Actually, I need to get my screen share back up. The morning, looking at the drawing, it's impossible not to conclude that there was a reason to believe he was going to hurt somebody, she said. The district school superintendent said Thursday that no discipline was needed against Crumley after that meeting. He was, called up to the principal's office, called up the office and all that kind of stuff. Tim Thorpe said in a video statement, no discipline was warranted. There are no discipline records at the high school. After Ethan Crumley was allowed to return to class, surveillance video from the school's camera show what happened next, according to the authorities. Just before 12:51 p.m., Crumley could be seen with a backpack. Then a minute or two later, he exited the bathroom without the backpack with gun in hand. Prosecutor Keys said at the arraignment. Crumley then
They didn't think to search his locker. They tried to search my locker off a rumor that somebody had said, oh, we heard Scarlet was smoking weed. And then they tried to search my whole locker. And then but I had a different locker. I didn't use the locker number that they assigned me at school. Me and a friend had switched lockers. So there was that. And my locker was on the other side of school, and they didn't know that. So I was fine.
No,
I
they
didn't keep shit
searched
like
all
that
of
in
our
my locker
lockers.
anyway. But even if I did, it wasn't my locker. So point being, like, why wouldn't they go even check his locker or his backpack that he had with him for the day? Like, why wouldn't this occur to these school people?
See, now you're trying to get to the point that all of us are trying to get to.
Like, this makes no sense.
Well, let's keep reading, and you see how, honestly, it doesn't make sense anymore. And I'm only going to read this last part. I'm not reading the whole damn article. It's too long. Crowley then allegedly begins to methodically and deliberately walk the hallways and aim a gun at students and fire the weapon, Key said. When students began to run away, the accused allegedly continued to go down the hallway at a methodical pace and shot inside classrooms and at students who hadn't escaped, he said. But as depicted on that video, honestly, Judge, I don't have the words to describe how terrific that was, he said. This continued for another 4 to 5 minutes, and he went into the bathroom. Went in another bathroom, he said. When deputies arrived, he set the gun down and surrendered. So let's talk about this for a minute, because this is where I'm going to transition into our next topic. It's part of this. The school officials knew. The parents knew. School counselors knew. Teachers knew that this boy was planning a mass murder. And nothing was done. Which is why 2 students, their parents, on behalf of them, are filing a $100 million lawsuit each for each kid. For each kid. God, this fucking sickens me.
Well, I just feel like the school is so fucking negligent at this point.
Well, yeah, no. The thing about it, Dwayne, is it's basically suckers' money, to be honest, because the reason why they made it so high is what's going to happen is in order to try and protect the school in some manner, because obviously if you take other schools into account, it would bankrupt most of them, and that's why it only happens rarely that they go to trial or anything like that. What is going to happen is they're going to get some sort of settlement that's probably either half or a little bit less of that 100 million amount. But when you're talking about, $50 million, it does make
Yeah,
up
and they probably knew
a
that
lot.
going into it, to
Correct.
be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's why it's pretty direct or fast that this happened.
the attorney came out and had a whole 45-minute press conference.
He did.
Oh, of course. You want to soak up the limelight because
He did
everybody,
too.
every
He was
fucking
good
peeper
for
is looking
that.
at
But
this.
I can
Because if
see
not, that's gonna get his or her name in the books and
That's
on
the
the
whole thing.
press
Well,
and
you know what?
circulated
Here's my
and social
thing.
media.
Here's
And we
my
know
thing.
how those things affect people. Like, so it doesn't, the whole thing it's just, yeah.
But this lawsuit, in my opinion, is warranted too, because the school officials could have completely avoided this.
Well, yes, no, that's the thing is they know
No,
that they're
they are negligent.
guilty, so they won't allow it to go to court. Because if they would,
It would
all
just
of them
rip them
would go to
apart.
court, like every fucking student at that school could, and they would just literally bankrupt the school district probably, and
The city,
possibly take a big chunk of the state with it.
correct.
Well, here's my thing.
You have to think about the long game as well, Dwayne.
Right. I believe
Yeah,
that
you can't just sue into oblivion and then ruin the establishment,
Right. But I believe that the superintendent, this is my belief, and Scarlet, I want your opinion on this.
Okay.
The superintendent, the principal, and the parents all need to be charged with involuntary manslaughter because they knew.
I think the school, well, yeah, the parents, if they bought the gun for him, yes. The school, yeah, the school too, shit, because you know what?
But
Y'all need to send him
definitely
home.
those officials that did get named in the lawsuit.
That specifically said, like, you don't need to go home today. Okay, you go back to class. Whoever the fuck said that, yeah, we need you up here.
But yeah, it shouldn't. I don't, and that's the problem or the issue with the whole thing, or what makes things sort of contrived and murky, Dwayne, is the fact that in most schools, like I know even mine, which was, I believe, even different from Scarlet's,
Correct.
around the same time though, but yeah, we had things in place mechanisms that would kick in where the person would be sent home with the parents at the very least in pretty much every instance that would happen, and sometimes even instances that it shouldn't happen
Right.
more often than not.
Yeah, there
But
was a
since we
point
live
where
in
I
the
was
world
getting
that
sent
we
home
live
all the
in,
time for insubordination.
right. Everything is hyper centralized. Everything it's systemic. It's top to bottom. Everything is sensationalized. So there's these mechanisms now that are in place to kind of conflict, and we have to figure out if those are what actually triggered, or if it was just the negligence of the individuals named in the lawsuit, the specific people who
We
were
know the
involved, who
parents are
said we're in
negligent
that meeting,
because
and who were
if they bought this for him for Christmas and said it was an early Christmas gift.
right.
Okay.
And so that goes with that, and that's somewhat it could be a alibi or be incriminating evidence. It could go either way.
I think it's
That's
incriminating
where you have to
more
line
than
with
an
proof.
alibi. I think it's incriminating to the parents because it shows you were going to give a pistol
to a
to
14-year-old. Yes, no, that's what I'm
right.
saying is it does prove negligence, but it doesn't necessarily prove their intent
No,
with
because
what
they didn't
happened.
give it to him yet. So
Yeah, correct.
I feel like, or did they? See, that's the thing we're going to have to find out.
They did
Did they
give
let?
it to him. They did.
Did
It stated in an article. They took
they
him
said
to the
he
gun
had
range.
access to it?
Yeah, they took his ass to the fucking gun range.
Yes.
Oh, and that's when they gave it to him. So they gave
Yeah.
it to early, like an early Christmas present. Oh yes. See, then no, they got to go down for it.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's
and then
why. Like,
here's
I mean, none of the things that are happening are kind of a surprise or necessarily should be
It shouldn't
newsworthy.
have ever been his pistol. Should he have been able to shoot it
Exactly.
at the gun
Like
range?
it's just top to
Absolutely.
bottom systemic failure of everything. So like everybody involved that should
Yeah.
go down
There should be no
should go
reason you're
down.
giving your child. Yeah, but it goes back to the Kyle Rittenhouse argument of any gun shouldn't matter. Now, if they can have a rifle under 18, can they have a handgun? What's the difference? But in the case of
Well, we
this
also have
instance,
to
it
take
always
into
goes
account
back to
each
liberal.
state is different.
right, but
That's true. But then I was going to say you have to take in the liberal argument of, well, handguns can shoot more at once, which obviously this was because this wasn't like, what, he have a bunch of clips? Because look, that's 30 shots. So you're telling me okay, what did he have? Maybe a 9mm? What did they say
I
the
think
pistol
they said a
was?
9mm.
It was a Sig Sauer 9mm.
Sig Sauer, 9mm. Okay, yeah, that's a standard ass gun. Okay, so
Which
let's say
I'll
that.
hold the pistol
What
one.
is that, a 13 plus 1?
I'm looking it up. Hold
What is
on.
that, 12 plus 1? What is that?
Hold on.
I
I'm
almost
looking it
want
up.
to say 15 plus 1, but
So a
I
Sig
don't think they
Sauer.
go that big.
A Sig
But
Sauer. No, TLO. Actually.
is
let's
it
look up how
15?
big- I'm about to look.
Well, let's find out.
How many rounds can a
No, we don't have to listen to them, but they do have a little bit of argument there that comes back into play with just young kids and the mindset of young kids having handguns.
TLO is right. It can hold feed system is 10, 12, 13, or 15 round mag.
Well, we don't know which one he had though.
But
To be fair, but
yeah,
regardless, okay, let's say it's 10.
Because there's
We don't know
definitely different variations.
Yes. And so we don't know
I
because,
mean,
like,
think
when
about
you
it. They
buy like a
know, or
gun,
the
you'll know
numbers of
like your
handguns
spec.
to people outweighs, any other country. Like we basically do have like a gun for every person, and then some.
But here's
So
my thing. What I'm reading, it has a 12 round capacity.
But if it's over 50,
you're going robotic.
Yeah, you're going robotic, Scarlet.
Damn
It
it,
has
they
a
would go
12
robotic
round
on me on this point.
capacity. So listen, it has a 12 round capacity when chambered in 9mm.
There you go.
Okay, 12 round capacity.
rounds,
So
and he had what left when they
30 shots, and they said there were some left. So he got two clips out.
correct.
2 clips out. I'm gonna guarantee it. 2 clips out, and there was some bullets left.
Yeah, there was 30. I'm trying to figure out where.
If he had 30 shots, because if you had 12 shots that you can actually take,
Yep.
24 shots, 6 left.
You know,
with another that are left in the other clip, the third clip. Yep. Or magazine. People hate when you use clip. But people know what the fuck I mean.
I'll say fucking clip if I want.
I've had gun people like lose their shit about that. Like seriously, I've read the arguments.
See, but here's my
we
thing.
Could be Australia otherwise. That is the point. So it is good, but we can't have crazy ass kids who want to kill their classmates having guns either. So see, we got to find like this happy medium of like, how do we stop kids like this? You know what I mean? How do we prevent things like this? And usually it would be, the parents at home. Well, they gave him the goddamn gun. Well, did they not know he was depressed? Like, did they not know that he had these fantasies about his classmates? Like, I just have a really hard time with like getting that concept.
See, here's my thing, and I want to state this before I transition into the next part of this. They said he was drawing "help me" on his fucking paper. Help. My thoughts are out of control. The world is dead to me. Help me. Help.
Listen. They needed to send that boy to the psych ward. He needed some tranquilizers and some mood stabilizers and sleep for a weekend.
What the attorney needs to do at this point is and this is how I would play this out, is pull the insanity card.
They need to. On him, they need to. That's the only thing they're going to have. That the stress he was going through the pandemic, especially, they're going to pull the fucking pandemic card. And this might blow it open for everybody else if they do.
Well, yeah, it might set
I'm
precedent.
getting a hold of the
Won't it though, Tlo? It'll actually set a larger precedent than anybody else thinks, because if they pull that defense stating that the pressure from the pandemic and, you know, the mental stress and the studies that are coming out now that are showing that it affects teens and yada, yada bullshit.
And since it seems like nobody's actually really talked to this fucking kid,
right?
Like, how do we not know if he was bullied?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen pictures and he's not like the, you know, traditional handsome high school.
That's what happened at that one school in Texas, and everybody stopped talking about it real quick. Remember when that happened and the shooter shot everybody, and then he was being bullied, and they was like, oh well,
yeah, and then they kind of
just stopped talking about it.
Yep. See, so this is where I'm going to transition into this. So out of the 6 that were injured, okay, the names are, and I can, since it's a public document, the names of the 2 people that are listed, the 2 students are for Riley Franz, and for Bella Franz. The lawsuit is against Oxford Community School District Superintendent Timothy Throne, Principal Stephen Wolf, Dean of Students Ryan Moore, Counselor number 1, Counselor number 2, staff member, Teacher number 1, and Teacher number 2 in their individual capacity. Defendants.
Yeah, because any one of them could have stood up and said, he can't come back to my class with that. Absolutely not. They all knew what was going on. School be telling everybody everything. Don't act like they didn't know what was going on. Lies. Everybody knew before he left that principal's office with his parents that morning what the hell was going on. The whole school knew. They was Snapchatting it. It was on the Instagram stories. I bet you could have found it on the Snap map. Okay, because I bet you that's what was happening. Tell me it wasn't happening to you.
Right.
Because I can't imagine how shit used to get around the school before we had cell phones. Holy shit, have a cell phone. Holy shit, have a cell phone. Oh my God, you could have the whole school in an uproar in fucking 3 minutes.
And this is what I'm
There used to
skipping.
take a few class periods to build up some momentum in the past, but like
So,
nowadays it'd be like instant. Dude, I
so
would have
I'm
had the whole school out. I would have been one of them kids though. I hate to be like that, but I probably would have been one of them little Antifa fuckers. I ain't gonna
so
lie.
I'm
I
not
probably
gonna
would have been.
read. I'm not gonna read the whole lawsuit because it's fucking long as hell.
Oh, I'm sure because we're gonna hear it as time goes on. Do we know when it is scheduled to potentially like start, or is it just like this is just like the first stage? Like, do we
So
know anything?
what I'm gonna do in the morning is I'm gonna call the law office because they have a number down here for us to get a hold of.
Oh, good.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and ask them
let
what
them
their
know.
press release and status is on the case.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call them tomorrow and just go like, look, I'm with the Freedom Revolution Network. We're a media company. Well, we're a news company.
Yeah, just ask them what their current press release is on the case. Like, we're not there to pry or ask questions. We just want to know what, like, do they know if they're going to trial yet or anything like that, or how would that process be determined? X, Y, Z.
Right. So, yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do in the morning when I get done with my boss at work. All right, so we're gonna go straight into jurisdiction. We're just gonna start there and work our way around some things because we already know who's also involved. So I need to
Well,
go
yeah.
down. So I need to find jurisdiction. Hold on, because I
And
have
is
it
it
pulled up.
all the parents or just that parent group? Like just
Just
that those two parents, like
it's not just the parents; it's against the principal, the
yeah, I know,
superintendent.
but the actual like the person that's going to complain, who
The
is it? It's not the
plaintiff.
state versus
No, it's
you read a name.
It's United States District Court, Eastern District of Michigan, Southern Division. Jeffrey Franz and Brandy Franz as next friend for Riley Franz, a minor, and Jeffrey Franz and Brandy Franz as next friend for Bella Franz. So this is sister. This is cousins.
Okay.
Versus the Oxford Community School District Superintendent, which I've already read. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna read the introduction real quick. On November 30th, 2021, horrific. You know what? I should probably screen share this, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let me pull up my screen. My bad, guys.
Since we have this lovely technology, we should
Can you
take
guys
advantage
see
of
that?
it. What?
Can you guys see?
No, not yet.
Okay, hold on.
I can see
That's
it.
because I have
Oh,
to
you
do.
can see it? What?
Well, it popped up. Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Let me do.
No.
I'm fixing it. Hold on, Scar. Because I have another tab. Entire screen. Give me my entire screen. I'm going to share it. Okay. Scarlet, can you see that?
No, but that's all right. Continue. If everybody else can, I'm fine.
All right. Plaintiffs Jerry Franz and Brandy Franz as next friends of Riley Franz, a minor, and Bella Franz, a minor, by and through the attorneys Feiger, Kenny, and Harrington PC for plaintiff's complaint and jury demand against the above named defendants states as followed. On November 30th, 2021, horrific events took place at Oxford High School, which resulted in the slaughter of 4 high school students and serious gunshot and psychological injuries to others. The horror of November 30th, 2021 was entirely preventable. Each and every defendant here named herein created and increased the dangers than existing at Oxford High School. The individual named defendants are responsible through their actions for making the student victim less safe. The Oxford High School students and plaintiffs in particular would have been safer had the individual defendants not taken the actions they did. The Oxford Community School District is responsible for having a constitutionally deficient policy, custom, and practice that was a driving force behind the constitutional violations. Further said, district ratified that the unconstitutional actions of the individually named defendants, jurisdictions, and venue. The action arises under the United States Constitution and under the laws of the United States Constitution, particularly under the provisions of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution, and under the laws of the United States, particularly the Civil Rights Act, Title 42 of the United States Code, Sections 1983 and 1988, and under the statutes in common law of the state of Michigan. The court has jurisdiction pursuant to United States Code 28, Section 1331, 1343A3, 1343A4, and United States Code 42, Section 1983. The actions alleged in the complaint took place within Oakland County, state of Michigan. As such, jurisdiction lies in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan, Southern Division. Venue is proper pursuant to United States Code 28, Section 1391D. And this is where my computer starts being fucking stupid again. Don't you just love this? The amount in controversy exceeds $100 million, excluding interest, costs, and attorney fees. Parties, plaintiffs hereby reincorporate and reassert each and every allegation set forth in the previous paragraphs of this complaint is it fully set forth herein. All the times relevant hereto, plaintiff's minor, Riley France, was resident of the city of Leonard County of Oakland State, Michigan. At the relevant time, at all times relevant hereto, plaintiff's minor, Bella France, was a resident of the city of Leonard County of Oakland State, Michigan. At this time, at all times relevant hereto, Jeffrey France and Brandy France are the biological parents, never mind, of Riley France, a minor, and Bella France, a minor, and are the residents of the city of Leonard County of Oakland State of Michigan. All right. I'm not going to go through all this.
Right. Okay.
Scroll down more. Hold on.
Hold on, though. I got some breaking news, y'all.
Go.
Today is an important day.
Is it
Do you want to know
years?
No. Do you want to know what's going to happen today?
What?
Okay, this just came over Telegram at 2:55 from RT. London High Court ruling due in U.S. government appeal on extradition. Julian Assange will find out whether senior judges will overturn a decision not to extradite him to the U.S. when the U.K. High Court gives his ruling on his case at Friday, 10:15 a.m.
Thank
GMT.
God. Jesus Christ, it took forever.
This is a big day, you guys.
Holy shit. How long have we been waiting for this?
Like, what do we think's going to happen? Like, I know we're talking about this case, but like, if we need to, like, can we pause on this for a second? Because this is still going to be here. Like, also, what time is it GMT right now? Isn't it like 9:15 GMT right now?
So, right, so in the UK, my friend right now, they're 6 hours ahead of me. So, if we're in
look up current GMT time. I need to know, like, legit.
It's 9:15. I know it is.
Look it up, like Google GMT, because where your friend is in England may not be GMT.
I'm fucking right. It's 9:15. I fucking knew it. I'm going to the bathroom.
So that means in 1 hour, y'all, Julian Assange goes to High Court. And they're going to decide if he gets extradited to the United States. What do you think's going to happen?
Not sure. At this point, it could go either way.
I know, because when Trump was in office,
so long, it's almost like a non-factor at this point. I know some people, still side with him and all that, and some people don't. So it'll be kind of a 50-50 deal. We'll see.
That's what I think. Because when Trump was in, I think they were going to try to. That's why they were trying to extradite him to begin with. You know what I mean? That's what set the ball in motion. And with Biden, you think has he spoken on Assange? Do we have his?
I don't know if he has. That's what I mean. It's like he's been.
Let me go look that up. I feel like we need to look this up now. Hold on. Like, do we have like a statement?
I don't believe he's ever made a statement. I mean, he barely is coherent right now, so it's kind of hard to imagine him actually saying anything.
No, Biden
semi-COVID.
administration plans to continue to seek extradition of WikiLeaks founder. Nope,
Oh,
nope.
see, he says continues.
Yep.
So maybe
And the
that's why they're doing
fiance
it. It's because
said
Biden asked or something.
equally appalled by Biden and Trump's administration.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like there's going to be 50-50 fallout.
It's not good. Hopefully, we'll see. I guess how Liberty, merry old England is this morning.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't know. I mean, they've got the crown. They've got that whole thing going. They've got their little parliament. They got their little MP scandal with all the drug scandal. So you know they're gonna push this straight to the top because
It's
they
possible.
currently
just
have
like
a whole
most
drug
places, there's a
scandal in
lot of shit
Parliament where I
going
guess
on,
like they
so-
tested all these surfaces in British Parliament and found traces of cocaine everywhere.
Well, you probably could find traces of splooge and traces of
They found cocaine
blood.
everywhere though, like in every bathroom, like on tables, like where they eat and shit, like just like
where they eat and shit.
like no bullshit. Like everywhere, like bathrooms, everybody knows people do coke in bathrooms. Like and that's like a joke about London even, doing coke in the bathroom in London.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
What, their
So
big noses or something?
it's a big deal out there. But I guess like half of Parliament is like snorting coke.
Well, they used to actually have like little tins that they did that. They were
I'm
snuff
sure
boxes.
they did. But now Boris Johnson has this whole war on drugs, bro. War on drugs. He literally called it the war on drugs. He put on a mask and a
It's
police
so
coat
funny.
and
Somebody from Great Britain has referred to him as a scarecrow of a president, and he kind of does sound that way. He kind of just seems to kind of
you
just
know he was
do
on that show
stuff
Ben
that
and
other
Holly.
presidents have done and tries to see which sticks.
I can't get over this because okay, there was this show that my son watched for a while called Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, and Boris Johnson was on the show, and he was the little mayor on the show.
Yeah.
So every time I see him, that's what I think of.
Oh my god!
Yeah, no, he's got an interesting look. I'll tell you that.
But like the war on drugs, like
No,
we
I
know, like
I
sir,
sir.
we did this in 1985.
Bro,
It did not work.
we can have this is a whole nother show topic.
No, it's not. It was just talking about Assange in England and why this is going to be a thing because the UK Parliament drug scandal is a big thing right now. People are asking why Boris Johnson is putting on a mask and putting on a police coat and going to drug busts at supposed like den houses when there's like coke in the Parliament House. Like they said there was coke in Boris Johnson's bathroom. They were like, but it's next to his office. Wouldn't that be his bathroom then?
I think so.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like they're like plausible deniability on this one. But at the same time, like, so I feel like they're going to push this Assange thing because this literally was a story yesterday. They're going to push this Assange thing to the top.
Okay,
True.
so here's my opinion on this. I had to disappear for a minute. I want my opinion on this. I have a feeling that either A, they're going to extradite his ass back here for trial. And if they do,
Which if they fucking put Assange on trial, bro, we all need to just go out on the streets and protest. Fuck this shit. I'm serious. That's not a joke.
There would be large protests. I tell you.
Yeah,
that
we
would
need to.
be
I'm serious. Like, isn't it better be like a million man motherfucking march on Washington? Like, no, we fucking no. We throw down the fucking gauntlet now with Assange. Like, this is it. Journalism cannot die. You will not be fascist. This is crazy shit. Like, absolutely not. Like,
How the
absolutely not.
How the fuck are
Like,
we all gonna get to fucking Washington, Scarlet? Do you have fucking money?
When people have a will, there's a way. Motherfucking Martin Luther King made a Million Man March on motherfucking Washington.
I mean, you got to look at it. The fucking march.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. No, Martin Luther King did it. The Lord will take us. Look, Dwayne, the Lord will take us. Okay,
no, that's what I was gonna say.
I'm just letting you know. Like, look, for real, we will make a way.
A lot of
we
people
will make a way. If we gotta pave the fucking road to get there, we will fucking get there. Trust me, believe that. We need to get to that level. I'm telling you, if they fucking come and bring Assange on fucking trial, everybody needs to fucking put the pressure and the hammer down. Everybody needs to be calling their politician, their fucking congressperson every fucking day. Like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit every day. So every day, if tens of thousands of people did that every day, they'd fucking get that shit to stop immediately.
What is Assange? He was found guilty of breaching the Bail Act. No, this ain't it. Yeah.
Some bullshit. No, Julian Assange is a fucking whistleblower, and he's a fucking whistleblowed shit on both sides, left and right. And Biden has shit that he wants to hide, and that's why he wants Assange to go away, because he has shit on him from the last fucking administration. Period.
Yeah, it's kind of basically all established, like politicians.
He was found guilty of breaching the Bail Act and sentenced 15 weeks in prison. The United States government unsealed an indictment against Assange related.
I went through the WikiLeaks. I was on air when the WikiLeaks leaked. Okay, I was on air in 2016. I did all that. Went through all the WikiLeaks live on air. I got hella shows of the WikiLeaks.
The United States government further charged Assange with violating the Espionage Act of 19. Real? What the fuck?
Like, for real, WikiLeaks was like me and Red's life for like months, y'all. Like, no bullshit.
These are
the WikiLeaks were like literally our lives for months. That's all we talked about, because that's all I sat there and looked and pulled up different files out of the WikiLeaks all the time. That's all I did for months.
This is some bullshit charges.
It is bullshit charges. That's why I'm saying these are all trumped up crazy charges. They've had him held up for fucking bajillion years. He done had some illegitimate love child in the damn embassy. All types of shit.
27th of 2021, U.S. prosecutors have indicted Assange on 17 charges in one charge of computer misuse over WikiLeaks publication. Hey, you can't see comments from Facebook. No, Red, I cannot see comments from Facebook. If you want comments, go to my page and go to the Night Talk to where you can see comments there. But no, I cannot see comments on my personal Facebook page. I need a message Red that with the link to that. Hold on. So Red doesn't freak out that I'm ignoring her. Facebook.com. Come on, Red. But he's a whistleblower, for God's sake. I mean, if we're doing this, why aren't we charging the rest of them with what? This is fucking.
You need to tell Red to come on, because Red was my main dog on the WikiLeaks. Where's she at?
I mean, I'm not going to be on air much longer. I got to go to bed soon.
I get that. But we're still talking about this, and it's about to happen in 30 minutes, Dwayne. Like, this is kind of a big topic. Like, I don't even care if you want to get off air, but I'm going to talk about this for a minute, because this is big. Like I said, I spent a lot of my career talking about Julian Assange. It was really a big deal when the WikiLeaks came out.
I mean, here's my thing.
You weren't into the WikiLeaks when the WikiLeaks came out, though. You see, so
yeah, I was.
It's different.
Because me.
I don't think you were, though.
No, because me and you literally.
Well, I told you about it.
Yeah.
Oh, how do I get the? Oh, yeah, here we go. Do. You know.
Where are you at, Red?
Do. Well, I'm gonna copy the thing, because I don't know if she always remembers how to get in.
She said, send me the link, I guess. We're working on that. I can do it quicker than you.
I already did it.
So did I.
Shut up, Dwayne.
Make me.
You know that's really easy to do, right?
Yeah.
It would be a huge blow to us, MGTOW. That's my whole point. Like, it's literally like the last bastion of journalism dying.
I mean, yeah.
Like, we know we all will be jailed and gulagged if he gets extradited.
I mean, I'm going down with the fight, so fuck them.
Well, I've already decided that a long time ago, Dwayne. But the point being, we come to this point.
Bro, these fucking hotkeys, bro, that I can fucking do. Let's go.
I know these new hotkeys and shit. I can't wait. There's so many new things that we have to talk about.
Ooh,
Red.
Come on.
Let's go.
What's up, Red?
Okay, so 30 minutes from now. Red.
Yeah.
30 minutes from now. Assange, they're talking about extraditing him back to the United States to charge him on espionage.
Okay, you know what pisses me off about this, y'all? This is what pisses me off about this. When Trump was in fucking office, every fucking body was lined up being like, let Trump do something to Assange. Let Trump do something to Assange. We'll kick his ass. We'll fucking take him down. Fucking piece of shit president trying to fuck with Assange. Biden does it? Fucking crickets.
Crickets.
Right.
Crickets.
Right.
Right. And remember, like I was telling the folks before you got on, I was like, me and Red did most of our fucking beginning career on Assange.
Listen,
and the
they
WikiLeaks.
were on Assange when Trump went president. I mean, they were fucking on Trump like a motherfucker about
the
Assange.
WikiLeaks are what made him win the presidency. I'm telling you, when the WikiLeaks dropped, the shit.
Okay, and they were on Trump like a motherfucker over Assange. Democrats and Republicans both alike. Now, Biden does this shit and it's fucking crickets across the board. Ain't nobody said shit, but you was ready to fucking impeach Trump's ass if he even so much as gave fucking Assange a letter.
Do you know what, Scarlet? I remember you saying something about that.
That's true. That's true.
You and Watchdog were sitting down talking about it because you went like, I bet you the damn next motherfucker president that comes in is going to extradite his fucking ass. Because I remember us having that sit down, that fucking 9.5 hour fucking conversation over Zello because I still got the clips from it.
Actually, what we said was if it was any other fucking president, nobody would say a fucking word. And here we fucking are.
Here the fuck we are because now going back and hearing the name and hearing what it is, I fucking remember what it is. I fucking remember this.
Ain't never during the WikiLeaks. So see, this is why I go back to Red, because Red and I have been on air so long at this point that her and I covered the WikiLeaks the day the shit came out. Scarlet was there on it, pulling up all the WikiLeaks, digging up deep. We was deep in the WikiLeaks.
Wasn't that in the midst of one of our hurricanes though too?
No.
Scarlet? Or no?
What?
No.
Was that during hurricane season? What? Oh, I fucking lost her again.
But no, I blew her off.
No, I didn't blew her off.
Okay, what happened?
So, no, I remember you bringing this up to me. I remember you telling me about this in the research I did on it when I went to the goddamn fucking library, because you even remember that fucking day, because I was on the phone with you and got yelled at in the library.
Well, yeah, but this was many years ago. Like I said, this was in 2016. This was early. This was one of the first, literally, like, this was some of the first.
Dwayne, you weren't even around yet, bro. So
for real, this was me and Red, like, in our original OG days. But I'm telling you, and this is all we did was fucking.
All me and Scarlet did. All Scarlet and I did almost for a whole fucking year when we first fucking started was the fucking CIA fucking classified vault information.
Okay, what is that? Red, what is that?
It was like I knew what I was looking for through these dumps of information and PDFs and shit that were coming through. And at the same time, we were fucking uncovering the whole Jeffrey Epstein shit way before that even became a household fucking name and everything. But
Pizzagate, we were some of the first people to literally be threatened to be shut the fuck down and turn the fuck off because we wouldn't stop saying Pizzagate.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. We were on the front line of that shit. I'm telling you, we've been around for so long. Like that's why
me, you guys do not realize how often that fucking Scarlet and I have been threatened to be killed, kidnapped,
True.
murdered.
True.
Okay. So, Red, then let me ask you my opinion then. Okay. From just doing some research and reading up on this, what do you think's going to happen?
I don't know.
That's what we said.
Is all news.
Thank you. That's what me and Tlo said. So I feel like you're in the same boat that I am, that we don't fucking know, because we don't know how free fucking England is right now. We don't know what their court system's looking like.
Right. See, I don't know what the rules and regulations are in England right now with the fucking pandemic.
Right.
Or epidemic, whatever they're fucking calling it now at this point. Because
JP Morgan says it'll be over in 2022, y'all.
Hello,
JP Morgan.
to Omnicon, which is just our distraction because we're doing the fucking Maxwell fucking shit that we don't want you to know about.
Well, see, here from what I know from an inside source in the UK is that they're not completely out of lockdown yet.
Oh, I know. I've heard this.
They're still, a lot of the court hearings and stuff are still being done over Zoom. So, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, but JP Morgan literally said, the pandemic is over in 2022. They've already decided, and a full economic recovery will occur. So, you know, since JP Morgan said it, it shall be.
We're covering this.
Oh, it will be because the fucking corporate head said so.
Yes, because the JP Morgan Bank said so. Exactly.
Scarlet, well, yeah, I did see something else in the headlines about how this is supposedly the year where everyone's going to get a really big bonus. So, yeah, I can see why.
Scarlet,
yeah, because they said they're going to just declare it over.
Hold on. Okay, so I've got Scarlet, Dwayne, and is that TLO?
Yes.
Yes, girl.
Okay.
So
I needed to place your voice, buddy. I'm sorry.
So here's
it's been a while.
It's all right.
Scarlet, you know how this is serious because I'm breaking out my first glass of Mountain Dew since this show. I haven't had one in the past 2.5 hours.
We need it because look, we got 20 minutes. We got like 25 minutes before technically he goes to court.
So let's do this.
Dude, my phone's gonna die.
I feel like
Red, did you just say your phone's
I feel like
die?
This is gonna be it.
My phone's gonna die.
No.
Whatever
Red,
the fuck happened.
Well, no, it will be a high media value event.
All right,
yes,
Scarlet,
it will. Yes, it will.
First glass is poured. Many more to go. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be it because we're going to know in just an hour or two, I'm sure. I can't imagine this is going to like. It's probably going to go in there. They're going to be like, Mr. Assange, da, 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 da. They probably already know before he's even walked in there. I mean, it's daytime over there now.
Already know.
This is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this.
It's the high court or whatever. Ain't this like the powder wig people?
Yeah, this is the powder wig people.
Listen, if he gets extradited and he gets charged in the U.S., that is, our First Amendment's going to get yanked like a bitch.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Pretty much almost there anyways,
journalistic freedom dies because Assange was supposed to be the bulletproof, the whistleblower, the untouchable, the I have the proof to back my shit, and they caged him. So if you get really good shit, they'll cage you. Like that's what if they extradite him back to the United States, that's what's going to teach every journalist around the world. It's going to send a chilling effect.
Yes.
A complete chilling effect will occur at like a next level, like Stalingrad, or like a very pivotal moment level in journalism.
Make food,
it's like Paper Lace the night Chicago died.
Scarlet, you got me fucking making a fucking rap because I'm trying to stay awake. Damn it, Scarlet.
I'm sorry, but this is serious. Like I said, my whole career, I spent so much time. You heard Red. Okay, I don't even have to I didn't even have to say it. She backed me up because Red was there. She was my OG. She was my road dog. We did all these shows talking about these things. We got deep into it. Okay.
Scarlet, this is the only reason I'm staying away because this is the fucking biggest story of since I've been on the fucking network, and that's almost 2 fucking years.
It's been a while since there's been one this big because this is like, and it came over, and I just happened to check, and that actually came over Telegram. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen it.
Can you send
because it was coming out of RT. Where is that? Let's go check Smart News. See if it's on Smart News at all.
My phone's dead, but I can see if I can pull it up on fucking.
Yeah, see if you could just do a general search for Assange, like Assange hearing.
Hold on. Smart News search.
Yeah, see, he was in Ecuador and they blackmailed the Ecuadorian government into kicking him out. This is true. This is true. And he had been out of the Ecuador, the embassy forever.
Scarlet, nothing's on Smart News, hon. Nothing.
See, I'm telling you. Look, that's why I had to get it off RT on Telegram. Look, I'm telling you, something's not right. Why are we hearing about Julian Assange being extradited? This should be everywhere. Breaking news right now.
Would this be politics?
Yes, because of politics. Absolutely. Because Biden has an agenda with this.
Yep. Well, I'm seeing if it's in the politics category.
Well, poor Julian Assange might be lucky if he makes it back to the United States. Not all planes make it across the Atlantic.
Yeah, Assange did kill himself. You heard it here first. Assange did kill himself. You heard it here first. Heard it here first. On FRN.
Right.
Saying it now.
It wasn't an accident.
It was not an accident. If he's dead before they go get him, before the next 20 minutes, he did not kill himself.
All right.
Because they tried to come. Didn't they try to come out with like a COVID scare or something about him too?
London court ruling due in U.S. government appeal on Assange extradition. British court hears appeal in Julian Assange extradition case. There's no fucking recent articles at all on the internet.
No.
Nothing.
See, that's why I said it came over RT on Telegram. This is what I'm telling you. If y'all are on like Telegram and Signal and getting like encrypted messages and in some of these groups and channels and things.
I'm on Telegram. You have me on Telegram. I need you to send that to me.
RT, just search RT on Telegram. You'll find it. Their channel's open. Trust me, because it's a news channel. Their shit's open. You can just search it. RT. Russia Today. That's what it is. It's Russian state media, but they're the only ones talking about Assange getting extradited.
Fucking Scarlet.
Talking about Russia and Putin. Now we're back to Russia and Putin. Ooh, look at how that transition came back to full circle to the original topic.
Right. See, how the fuck does Putin have fucking... You know what I've just noticed? Fucking Putin's had his hands in a lot of pockets.
Right. Oh, yeah, they could MH370 him too. Yeah, they could be like, oh, the plane crashed on the way back. You right? That too.
God damn it, Scarlet.
I didn't do nothing to you. What I did, I'm just saying, this is it. Like, this is real. Like, this is the one. Julian Assange, he does not deserve this. He's a whistleblower. No whistleblower deserves this. Whistleblowers deserve protections. This is the reason why the CDC whistleblower still can't go testify in Congress, because we treat whistleblowers like Julian Assange. So why would that man from the CDC want to go sit up in front of Congress and be like, yeah, we lied about vaccines? Yeah, that's not going to happen. So that's the problem right here. This is the problem. Is that when you have a whistleblower, and we had the ultimate fucking whistleblower with ironclad fucking files.
We did.
With a kill file that he still claims to this day that is supposed to rival nothing else, if he dies, will be released.
Well, we'll see.
There is supposed to be fucking an immediate WikiLeaks drop that will happen. And unfortunately, WikiLeaks has pretty much had to go dark. Yeah. WikiLeaks was popping, getting all the information. Anybody who was sending the fucking information to WikiLeaks.
I remember watching WikiLeaks fucking explode.
Like, it was an amazing time, I'm telling you, because it just confirmed everything that we knew at the time, and it was an amazing time to be a journalist and to be a person who was producing this type of content on air, because it confirmed everything, and I got to read everything, and I got to send everybody the links and let them hear what it said.
You know what? Give me a minute, because I'm about to call my source inside of the UK and see what the fuck she knows.
Yeah, is it all over? Oh yeah, can somebody pull up Sky News or something on somewhere else, or like we need to pull up like UK BBC something. Like, do they? I can't imagine they wouldn't be having this on. If I was them, breaking news.
Well, I
That's
get
all
more
I'd be doing, sitting
information from
outside the courtroom,
BBC,
like
and
we're
I haven't
sitting
gotten-
outside the UK High Court, waiting for the extradition of Julian Assange. Like, that's what I would be doing if I was a British.
Nothing.
I'm just saying.
Nothing.
Now,
since
one thing I
January
could find
4th.
out too, I do know that my aunt is in, I don't know if she's back in London, but she's been going like back and forth to London. Like, that would be interesting.
I'm about to get my phone on the charge.
Just to see, like, I would like to get like a paper or something if something does happen. I should tell her that.
I'm about to call a friend of mine who's in the UK right now and see what the fuck she knows.
She may not know anything. I don't know. Depends on how much people keep up on some things like that. But what I do know is if I was the UK, this would be my front page story, breaking news. We would be outside right now, camera fixed on the UK High Court, ready to go.
Well, if I know my friend right, and I know her
I mean,
well
this is it. Like, and the fact that this isn't news tells you everything you need to know about what is actually happening right this moment.
Correct.
Well, if I know my friend well enough, like I think I do, and she's into shit like this, I can.
Yep, dead man switch coming. I'm telling you, Migto, if they kill him and those files come out, it better be the Thriller in Manila, because we need it. Like, Assange, don't let us down now. Like, that would be really sad if it wasn't something that was just fucking hardcore. Because I'm telling you, we need something, like, if it does happen. Because that's a potential possibility. I mean, just keeping somebody in captive so long, what does that do on somebody's mental and physical state? They know exactly what they're doing to him. They control everything, his food, all of it, all the things. People forget about that, but like, he's literally at their will. I don't think they're letting him Uber and DoorDash up in there. He doesn't get to put like Julian Assange on the Uber Eats.
No, but
like,
if you're talking about Assange and saying the way he is.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, they've had full control over his body. So like, at a certain point, like, they could poison him, make him sick, have him eating GMOs, heavy metals, whatever. And he would have no choice but to eat it, because who are you going to go to? You're going to go to a doctor to get tested? Who's going to let you out to go? See, you're at their mercy. And he has been for a very long time. And that's the problem, is that many people have been screaming free Assange. And many of us journalists honestly haven't done enough. Julian Assange should have been talked about way more. And to be fair, we kind of did put him back on the back burner. But to be fair, the world kind of lit on fire after the WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
To be honest, as a person who has been following this since, before the election of Trump and covered election night, the night Trump was elected, it was like our Super Bowl, man. Like, it was a whole new world, right? Yeah. So people weren't necessarily, and by then the WikiLeaks had been so demonized that you were basically like shamed if you even believed in the WikiLeaks. Yeah. Even though they admitted these were real. They still joke about the Marina Abramovic and the spirit cooking and all that shit, and John Podesta and all that shit, which ties into Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein and the Lolita Express, which Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, many motherfuckers were on. Yeah. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Is it interesting that Alec Baldwin would get in trouble right during the Ghislaine Maxwell trial?
Yeah, right.
Mm.
It wouldn't
I just
surprise me.
wonder if somebody would be like, you know what, to get Alec Baldwin out of the way, just to make sure that his name does not come up during this trial, we're going to X him out of society. Because nobody was thinking about Alec Baldwin at all.
No.
At all.
I've
But
totally
Alec
forgot about
Baldwin
this.
did ride on the Lolita Express. So, with that being said, I'm just saying.
Scarlet, you're robotic again.
So that I'm just saying they're gonna hit me on this. That's it. They're gonna hit me on this. If they're gonna hit me on anything, they're gonna hit me on this. It's a dangerous show, I'm telling you, because this is where I came from. This is my root.
Oh, my show just got more dangerous.
It did, actually. Because this is where I came from. This is the real shit. This is like the inner workings of why our government is fucked up and why people need to stand for freedom and why people need to stand up for a cause and really fight through this. Because if they allow Assange to be extradited back to the United States and tried in an American court of law, we've lost. The fact that he even makes it in court, we fucking lost.
In the U.S.
As a country.
Make till you make a point. Dangerous. Dangerous.
Like, we shouldn't even make it to that point. Who's that? Who's that?
I'm about to look it up.
Says somebody was killed or something?
I still can't believe they can't find fucking anything.
Yeah. Nobody could admit the WikiLeaks were fake. That was the problem, but they tried to mock WikiLeaks, though. Oh, the WikiLeaks. That's all they said. But did you fucking read the WikiLeaks, though? Because I was reading the WikiLeaks.
Give me a second, because I'm about to make that phone call to see what the court system's like over there right now.
Well, call. Shit. You
Scarlet,
can mute yourself.
Take over for a minute.
Oh, I'll take over. Absolutely. So here.
So he's making the call, Scarlet?
Yeah, he's making the phone call now.
So yeah, it will be interesting.
You know, it's just like I said, it's a really big time. What a time to be alive. I would have never thought at the beginning of the show this is where we would be at the end.
Okay, now you're starting to sound like Geraldo. Calm down.
What?
Making a bad political pundit joke.
You would. It's just a real full circle moment for me because this is a lot of what I did. And if we do this to Assange, it ruins the institution. And I don't think people realize what it'll it will just solidify that state propaganda media exists forever.
Right.
I mean, there was so much in those WikiLeaks. Like, it wasn't just like the spirit cooking and the Podestas, and it was just so much other corruption. And Biden corruption and Obama corruption and all of this shit, but nobody cared.
Because it didn't suit them.
You know, we had the proof that Bernie was fucked in the WikiLeaks, and no one cared. We had the goddamn emails they sent to each other from Hillary Clinton's team.
Right.
They were so pissed at Pittsburgh. Wherever was it, Pittsburgh? What was Bernie doing there? I forgot what it was. But you remember he had all those protesters outside?
Yeah.
What was that for? It was for some like type of like environmental thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't because climate change wasn't a thing back then. It was something else. Damn it. But people got buck and we're like, fuck this. And we're like, oh, it was the delegates. It was the fucking DNC. The DNC.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was some type of fucking protest? But it was the fucking DNC in Pittsburgh during the election. And people went apeshit because they realized it was being stolen. And people lost their shit. And they still just stole it. And he just stood up and said, okay, madam, I'll give it to you. And then that was the end of that. I had a really funny Bernie impression the whole time.
I bet
I
you
did.
did.
But like, that's what he did. And then that was it. And then nobody said shit. He had bigger crowds than anybody. People were showing up. He was the first one to like glamorize a political event. And then Trump finessed it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then Trump finessed it. It was the first time you had 50,000 people. Remember in California, the first time, and they had 50,000 people lined up outside and they couldn't get all the people in the stadium?
Yeah.
And people were like fighting each other to like get in the burn.
Presidency was glamorized or rise to. So.
Yeah. Bernie was the first time where it was like glamorized, where like it wasn't just like grassroots people. It was like this was the hot new trendy thing to do.
Well, that's just because of at that point that was what the new thing was as far as social media. And when he used that, he tapped that market. So he just lined up with when that market exploded. Just to be fair.
That's what I mean, and they knew that, and I think what they did, and
over like social media, like TikToks and Facebooks and shit like that.
And it was kind of almost like the Ron Paul revolution of 2012.
Kind of, yeah.
It was very similar.
Scarlet.
I think. What?
Scarlet.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I'm on the phone with her right now. But you also got to remember, before the WikiLeaks, the sexual assault stuff with him came out.
That ain't shit. That was character assassination. I don't have time for that.
But also, if the U.S. is trying to hit him with life in
that was
prison
the way to bring him
death,
back. That was the only way to get him back. It was like the shit they did with Snowden before they fucking exiled him.
Here's another thing that I'm hearing, and then I'll give you a call, then I'll pop back on. If the U.S. is trying to hit him with the death penalty or life in prison, there's a possibility he won't get extradited.
Oh, yeah, because England doesn't allow that. Good point. No. Good point. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend.
Everyone's saying thank you because we're
That's
just
a good
not
point.
Covering it.
That is a good point because the UK does not accept that as an acceptable term for extradition.
Extradite people to their death.
To their death. That is true. Good point. Good point. Yes, because that was one thing about British law. Because I was like, there's got to be something about British law we're not thinking of, or we don't know, or because Red brought that up too, because we've it's been a while, and we know that their system works very different than ours, and especially when you're talking like this is like their Supreme Court. So like this is a big deal for even England, like their High Court. How many times do they actually meet?
High Court is the tops.
Yeah, this is the they're in Manila. Like I said, this is the powdered wig dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is it. Like so, but that is a good point. Now the sexual assault stuff, I believe that was contrived. I don't believe that. I believe that was character assassination,
set up or something like that. Just to be honest, because
I thought it was character assassination.
Somebody might have known that he was onto them.
Right. That's the whole point. At that point, he was well known, and it was between one move where he had been somewhere to somewhere else, and they were trying to like basically pin him down, and then and that's when he went to the Ecuadorian embassy because of those charges.
Was fishy from top to bottom.
Right. So, and that's why they gave him exile because they knew, and so
because they couldn't get him on that.
Right. See what I'm saying? Well, they wanted to get him on him, but if a country's
But they
going to
couldn't, and
exile
that's
you,
why
they
instead
can't
they had
pull
to
you
choose
over someone's
exile, and that's why he ran to the consulate.
right to run to the consulate, because then you can't touch them on their sacred ground
Yeah.
inside their country. So then you're done. So like, like it was smart. Like, what else could you do? Because you're like Edward Snowden. Fuck, he got Snowden.
No, it is basically like almost exactly like Snowden.
Oh, like this is why it's so frustrating that even Trump was even trying to come after Snowden at any point. Like Snowden, Assange, free as fuck. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, I don't get it. People say, Snowden fucking ruined everything and he's a spy and he should die. No, Snowden is a national motherfucking hero. He told us all what we fucking low level fucking tech dude at the NSA.
He's kind of a manipulator, to be honest.
I don't give a shit what he did. Here's the point. He brought that shit to the public. We knew it was true. Whatever means he tried to do and fishy shit and money, maybe he tried to get out of that or whatever. That's not the point.
Well, yeah, that's just his human nature.
Because the point is, does that make him any less patriotic for admitting to the United States people that our own government was spying on us? 100%. Where we couldn't deny it anymore. Where we couldn't be like, oh yeah, they're listening, ha ha, and make it a joke. Like, no, they are listening.
Yeah,
every
some people still
phone
don't
call,
believe it.
everything, every voice clip, everything goes back to the fucking NSA, and everyone knows it. It's on a cloud. That's why they've created infinite clouds. So it's like, no, by now everybody should know. Like, I just feel as if at this point, we're at such a crux point in fucking life and the world and everything, because this moment means a whole bunch to a lot of people. And not that we're writing our whole existence on Assange, but Assange is just something that we have looked forward to, and I guess, like I said, forgotten for a while too, which I think is unfair, because he really was a pivotal part of why Trump got in. Whether people want to admit it or not, the WikiLeaks are what got him in. Because people know. People try to say it's like, oh, white supremacy. No. Bruh, it was the WikiLeaks. Once people saw these WikiLeaks and what they had to say, they were like, say what? Say what?
Right.
People actually paid attention because they knew WikiLeaks had been correct on previous stories in the past. Because WikiLeaks, at that point, had its very solid reputation for telling the truth. That's the problem, is that they told the truth on whether it was on both sides. That's what we try to do here. I try to talk about the bad parts of both sides. We don't favor one side. I really don't like liberals. I do understand their point. I'm not going to say I favor them.
I like liberals, but
I really don't like Republicans either, right though.
Now.
Like,
and I don't like the Conservatives Party gusto at manipulating, trying to manipulate.
No, I don't like that either, because they're doing a lot of that lately too, and it's been done, and it's always the good old boy politics.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Oh, we're not doing that," but they're really doing it.
Yeah, exactly. That's totally it.
I might have
the
news
good old boy
here
culture.
In a minute, 'cause Sky News is live right now, so give me a minute.
Ooh, so yeah, good. See if they're talking about it.
That's what I'm listening to while talking to her, because I'm gaining more information. So give me time.
That's what I'm saying. The Bernie people stood up at the convention and all of a sudden they're back to Hillary. Yes, that was a big moment, because everybody was like, no, we know you're bullshit. And then the WikiLeaks proved it. Like, no, they pushed Bernie out, because, see, I had called this as a pundit back then. And I was like, look, she used Bernie to gain the momentum of the party, because she couldn't reinvigorate the DNC, but Bernie did. So when he had all that momentum, she had to come in and swoop all his people up and be like, look, take one for the team, and we're all coming in this together so we can win. That's how they did it. Now, if she was smart, she would have made him her VP.
Yep.
They would have
If she
won
was smart.
if they would have won. And I said that on air many times, including election night, because I stood by that. I had said that in March of the cycle that had come up in 2016. So March of 2016. So that by election night, I was like, no, I still stand today. If she would have chose Bernie as her running mate, they would be fucking in office right now. And that's the truth. And that's the way it would have went. And it would have been Hillary's America, like Dinesh D'Souza's movie.
Right.
It absolutely would have been. I guarantee, because you know what? That's the one movie that before the election, I made sure I went out and saw. I sat in a theater. Mr. Tires had his butt in a theater too, and we watched the movie. We found somewhere it was playing and watched it.
Right.
Because it was that important. It was a big deal. Because we knew what we were going to get into. And it was much worse than we thought because they actually added the history of the Democrat Party that they always say, oh, it's switched. It's really the old Republican. No, look. It's switched back, and switch back again. So kiss my ass. You're wrong. Democrats didn't just switch to the Republican Party and stay. Then it switched back to the Democrats. And that's where it has stuck. So, if you want to go to the party of the KKK, that's where it started.
Correct.
That's the whole point. That's where it still leads today. But for Biden to sit here and try to take out Assange, I think this is an ignorant political move also. Because he's had ample time to shut this down.
Guys, I'm stepping away. I'll be back.
Okay. Meanwhile, we've got Taiwan, big ass issue. Okay. We've got Russia, big ass issue. Ukraine, big ass issue. Israel rogue bombing people, semi issue. Not really an issue, but we're going to keep that into like potential issues. Right?
Right.
And you think Assange is the angle? This is why
Well, at
we're
this point, I think they're
hearing it in
grasping
American
at
media. See, that's my point. Like, I think they're just so desperate because they have literally like nothing. Like, they have no policy. They have no like. They say they have foreign policy. They have no foreign policy.
No.
Nothing. Because why
No.
at a time like this, where we're damn near on the brink of motherfucking World War III, you worried about Julian Assange and extraditing him? Because then that's going to be a whole new fucking ring hoop circus.
Yep.
And if we allow this and allow the lie that Julian Assange is this evil person, because they will tie it, oh, he's tied to Russia and blah, blah, blah. Because that was the big thing. He's with the Russians. So we don't need to trust the WikiLeaks.
Right. It always comes down to that Russia.
Yeah, the Russian lie that has never been proven to be true. We have never proven the Russian connection. But you know what a tactic that Saul Alinsky said? Go do on others what I say I do. Like, if I say I do it, I'm actually, if I say you do it, I'm doing it.
Right.
That's what they do best.
Yeah.
So when they tell you shit like that, they're actually doing it. They're like, oh, my opponent does this. No, bitch, you do that.
Exactly. That is pretty much what it comes down to.
Yep. That's in their playbook, though. That comes from the Saul Alinsky book, like Rules for Radicals. Like, that comes from that line of thinking. So that's why they get into that, because this is what they're taught.
Yes.
It's all repetitive. They're all just pawns in a game. And they're thinking if they play the game right, it'll work out for them.
Yep.
But in this case, you're literally playing with the freedom of everyone. Literally our First Amendment right. The right to a free press. Supposedly, important enough that the founding fathers felt it should be the First Amendment.
Right.
Now is like seriously threatened by
Well, that's because I'm sure even at that point in history, like the Crown and Great Britain was probably trying to suppress the truth and manipulate the news to still put them in good light. And, the American colonies were not really falling for it. And I believe personally that that's probably what happened or led to it being the First Amendment, is that actually was the first thing that actually called attention to Britain,
you know what button I
constantly
have?
raising
You know what button I
taxes,
have? You
constantly
know what
like
button I have, MGTOW?
indebting
I have a
people.
Benghazi Matters button. Continue. I'm sorry.
What?
Continue.
No, I believe that that's like maybe the first instance or proof of like media manipulation and whatnot,
I would
and those
agree.
circumstances of whatever news of that time was being manipulated by Great Britain to try and fool people into thinking that they're still, benevolent and this and that, even though taxes were out of
Oh,
control.
propaganda has always been a
Yeah,
thing. I
that's
mean,
what I'm saying. It's like it was
literally, that's
probably
how like the king
propaganda that
existed.
led to that, to the Boston Tea Party, and thus, independence.
Right.
That's what I'm
Just it.
saying. It's the cause and effect, and it's probably the cause, much like it's the cause of a lot of strife these days.
I mean, that's true too. I mean, but oh yeah, that dude who leaked against Bernie to the WikiLeaks and then he died. The senator dude in
Yeah,
Benghazi. I had a Benghazi Matters button. I
yeah,
still have it.
that's cool.
Benghazi Matters. Okay. Because everybody wanted to talk about all this other bullshit. And
No,
BLM
they
was around
do,
back
and it's
then
sad
too.
because it's like, if you actually just think about it basically and try and not even talk about the politics. Well, I mean, in certain ways, politics, but just the civilness between, say,
Yeah, if I just
countries
said
and whatnot.
unnamed political
You know
leader
how, you
did
know how bad it
this,
would be to just do that sort of behavior in like
Seth
America
Rich,
or with
that's who it was.
other
Yep.
American shit and with other countries. If the circumstances were reversed, there'd be all sorts of fury. It'd be just huge. So yeah, no, it's kind of funny how that played out.
Yeah, the way they just ignored Benghazi and they act like if you even talked about it, there was something wrong with you. Like
Yeah,
it was like it was just it's like how they don't want to talk about you're a COVID denier. It's the same thing. It's the same tune, different day for me, because it's like it's the same thing you were tuning out to when we were trying to show you that no, there was corruption and this man literally died over this. And then
right.
we have the WikiLeaks from this man, Julian Assange, and you don't want to believe that, and we know this to be true. And then we have a Benghazi commission. Then we have a whole Benghazi commission, and then we don't hear shit.
Correct.
We don't get to hear nothing. They just acted like Benghazi never happened.
Pretty much.
But that was one of the buttons that was being circulated at Trump events, and I thought that was really powerful. Like I said, coming from a libertarian perspective, that was an issue for me that was like, yeah, we don't go into countries and like assassinate our own people.
No.
Like, or let our own people like be killed,
Yeah.
I guess is a better way to say it. But you don't leave them like that. And you don't let them be surrounded. Like none of that. You evacuate your embassy before it gets to that point and you get your ambassador out. What the hell? Like it's bad protocol. And no one ever wanted to call her out. Oh, what up, bro?
Hey,
Like
sorry, guys. My phone died, and so I shut it off and just put it on the charger. So it charged to 61% in that time.
that was actually good. Oh, 3 minutes until he actually goes to court.
I know, this is why.
Dun, 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 dun. But what I was talking about was Hillary and Benghazi. Remember when we were talking about Benghazi back in the day, G?
Yes.
Right. Benghazi, and how everybody acted like, oh, Benghazi wasn't real and fuck Benghazi. And like, if you even talked about Benghazi, it was like COVID. You couldn't talk about it. Like, it was legit. It was like you said, Voldemort. Like, you couldn't say it.
They threatened to shut us down when we were talking about that.
That is true, because we did get deep, deep, deep into Benghazi. I mean, we went through the documents, the files, anything we could get a hold of on Benghazi.
100% honesty, the reason that I have such a hard on about the Ghislaine Maxwell thing is because that is the thing. Pizzagate is probably the thing that
Scarlet?
Scarlet and I actually really got threatened the most over.
Right. Hey, guys, I'm going to interrupt real quick
Yeah.
because I just got an earful of information
Okay.
from I'm not going to say my source's name
Okay, that's fine.
for respect. So this is how they'll look at the extraditing him. So we know he's being detained in the UK, right?
Correct.
So how they'll look at it, he is right now being held, and this is from looking at public information, at Belmarsh Maximum Security Prison in London since April of 2019.
Right.
So how they look at extradition cases is, one, the safety of him when he hits the US.
Right.
They'll want to make sure, because the thing is with the UK, and I've even looked this up when she told me, if it is a death penalty or a life in prison case, they will not extradite.
Yeah, but there's so much writing on this that I feel like they'll give him up anyway.
2, hold on. There's more process to this than we think. Hold on. 2, it's not just one judge or a jury. It's a team of 3 judges because it's the high court.
Yeah, we know that. That's like their Supreme Court. They wear the powdered wigs. We already covered that.
3 dudes in wigs and robes.
The
Right.
the U.S. has to send over what they're charging him with.
Yeah, they already have the charges and files. They've been working on that.
Why have they charged him? What's the plans for him if he's acquitted? And once he's in our hands, if the U.S. bargains with us and says they can keep him safe during the whole time, if the UK finds out that anything has happened to him, we are in a shitload of fucking. So if he gets on a plane with U.S. federal marshals and dies between the UK and landing in U.S. soil, or dies in a prison, because they'll want to make sure what prison he's going to. They're going to look into the prison. They're going to look at death rates. They're going to look at the security, the well-beings, because right now Jesse, I said the name, never mind. My source, screw the name, my sources said that the prisons are in, they get 3 hot meals a day, they're in comfortable beds, they're housed, they're actually taken care of, they get recreational. When I say recreational time, they get recreational time. It's not like going out to the ER. They have pool tables, games, and stuff for them. So it's not like they're getting treated
Here is the live link to outside of the High Court of London. I just posted the link. This comes from Roughly and RT live stream link outside the High Court in London.
I can't copy and paste it off of a freaking comment.
I just did already.
Did you send it to me personally?
No, it's in the comments.
Can you post it in the private chat?
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I got. Can you take it out of the private chat?
Yeah, because I can copy and paste it out of the private chat.
Okay.
So, another thing is this: the UK does not rarely have they extradited. The last time they extradited was when they extradited to China, us, in Germany because of the war criminals that they detained over in the Middle East. Normally, over espionage and stuff like that, they will not extradite. They will not send them back here.
I'm glad your
So-
source feels so confident, but as a person who's followed this shit for this long, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm sitting on shits and bricks till the decision comes down because no one knows. I'm gonna tell you right now, no one knows.
I mean, looking at it and knowing how
Like
long
I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna extradite his ass. Like I'm pretty sure that's probably what's going to
they
happen.
He's
probably
been in sanctuary. He has been taking sanctuary there so long that they may just be
They have
done
him
with
in prison for the last year, remember? And he caught COVID there. So no, they've had him
past
at
2
Belmore
years.
prison.
He's been detained at Belmarsh Prison since 2019.
Yeah, they've had him in the prison for like 2 years. Oh, 2 years now because it's 2021.
But and she said even with him being detained that long, if he's been detained that long, they're not gonna extradite. They won't. If he's been detained that long in a prison, he's technically considered
Well,
in
technically,
permanent
with all
custody.
of his charges, though, it wouldn't even cover his time served in the United States for an equivalent sentence. So I guess it depends on, do they care about our sentencing? Do they care about how much time we give? Like, what if they give him, like, just a little less than life, like 49 years or something? You know what I mean? Like,
Nope.
see what I
And
mean?
because
Like,
the UK,
I feel like
in
there's
the
ways to skip
UK,
this.
in the UK, their life sentence is a
Yeah,
total
but that's
of
not a life
25
sentence.
years.
That's not a life sentence, though. If I give you 45 years, that's not a life sentence, but your life is over, motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
In the UK, a life sentence is considered 25. 26, sorry.
Can we confirm that? I need to, like, 100% confirm.
I'm confirming it now. Trust me, I'm gonna back.
I need confirmation. I can't just be throwing facts like that out. I don't throw facts. So that's allegedly. But if that is the case, that could bode well for non-extradition because the 17 charges would equal more than that in time with what they want to give them.
In the UK, and the average life sentence prisoners serves are around 15 to 20 years before being paroled.
Okay. Yeah, so he would be expecting more time than that.
But that doesn't say that the life sentence is that. It says the life sentence served, which means they're still sentenced to life, but they only end up sitting there for 20 to 25 before they are paroled, which is crazy because life sentence is supposed to mean they don't get paroled.
Yeah,
I know, but this England, girl, this is England be letting folks, baby daddies who beat the shit out of you, see the kids afterwards and shit. Like, they be crazy. Like, seriously, like, you that's why I was like, I don't know what this court is going to do because UK courts are crazy.
Has anyone ever received a full life sentence? The last person who was April 20th, 1894 to May 1st of 1987.
'84 to '87, really?
1894 to 1987.
Okay.
Damn,
So,
90 years.
90 years.
Yeah, see, so they will and can keep you for a life sentence. So let's not.
They can, but he was a war criminal.
Yeah, this was in England this would have probably been maybe the First World War.
And the last time that they dealt with the UK has dealt with an espionage case in African.
Oh, that would have been before that, though.
The last time they've dealt with any espionage was during the Cold War. Was the last time that the UK has not extradited, but dealt with any espionage, which was back during the Cold War.
See, that's what I mean. And that's what they're trying to say. Like, he's like a spy and like all this shit and like.
But also, from what I found out too, he'll have a chance to speak if he thinks the extradition is a good idea or not, or why.
Obviously, well, if I was him, I'd fucking speak. If I would hope they let you speak.
The High
Please,
Supreme,
sir, may I have some more, sir? Like, at least I
The-
get to like do
the
that.
high. So here's the thing: the high Supreme Court judges are not like our U.S. Supreme Court judges. They're not nominated.
No,
You
these are
have
like
to be
appointed people. No, they're appointed probably by the queen or something or
No.
probate.
You have to apply for that job after being a judge for 25 to 30 years. You have to have 30 years of being a judge under your belt before you can even apply for the job.
Hold on. U.S. government wins extradition appeal for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. God damn it. Fucking Assange is coming to the United States, you guys. Look. We're already done.
Fuck my life.
Told you they were done with them. Nobody listened to me.
I tried to tell you. We was trying to tell you. Yes.
They held his ass too long and they're done with him. They got all the information they need from Assange so they can let him go.
Bitch.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Look, here, you heard it here first. Here on the Freedom Revolution Network. Breaking news.
God, mother.
Julian Assange will be extradited to the United States.
And again, fucking crickets. They would have fucking already had a fucking paper drawn up and in the fucking court system to fucking have Trump fucking impeached right now.
Yep.
But it's fucking Biden, so, you know, his fucking dumb ass gets away with fucking everything because, oh, he's got dementia. Well, if he's got fucking dementia, he should not be fucking president. That is for goddamn sure. And should have never been able to be voted in as president. How did he pass his fucking physicals?
You know what? Here's my thing. And I want to stay on this topic here for a minute because I've done a lot of research over the past 45 minutes. Trust me, being on the phone with
45 minutes, bruh. Do not even try to like come.
No, I'm saying no with the knowledge that I know. I'm not trying even to compare the knowledge you guys know because you guys know way more than I fucking do. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, because you just spent the last, what, 8 minutes telling us that they weren't doing this?
No, I said there's a possibility they wouldn't. There was a possibility that things have to be looked at before they can extradite them. Wasn't saying that they wouldn't, but the US probably bargained for his ass. Now, if they did and something happens to his ass, the UK will never extradite his ass ever, anybody back to the US.
Okay, here's a little heads up. Once he's extradited, he belongs to the United States.
Yeah. Here's a loophole though. If the
And they will do whatever that you can read your paperwork all you want. They don't give a shit about what any of that. This is what is nobody is fucking understanding anymore. If they don't listen to the Constitution in the United States of America, what the hell makes you think they're going to listen to anything on a piece of paper from any other country? You a fool. They're going to do exactly what they want to do, exactly how they want to do it. Exactly. And they don't give a fuck what your paperwork says. It's the United States for you. And they just turned him over to the Biden administration. They thought Trump was a fucking problem. Oh, good fucking luck turning him over to the Biden administration. Good fucking luck. Trump never tried to have him done like this. They would have had him strung the fuck up. I don't mean to be that person, but that's reality, dude. They don't even listen to our own Constitution of the United States of America right now.
This is fucked. Like, like I said, this is like Depeche Mode. Like, reach out and touch faith. Like, our own personal Jesus. Like, this is like, oh my God, like, this is terrible.
As of 1 hour ago, since we've been sitting here talking about it, they already won it. It's over an hour ago, and we've been talking about this for an hour.
Yeah, like I said, did you go to the link? Why didn't you have the link up, bro?
I'm sitting here watching the link, but I have another link pulled up from an hour ago.
No, new link that I just gave you is the link to be on.
It's up, Scarlet. I was waiting for y'all to get done talking.
You should have just put it up. You missed the opportunity, Dwayne.
Here, I'll screen share what I got. Hold on.
Oh, Lord, y'all. This is terrible. This is an awful day for America. Terrible day. What is today? Friday, December 10th. Lord. Veil of living infamy. Day American journalism died. Like, seriously, heard it here first? Everybody else can be like, oh, I covered it, but we covered it first. This is awful. This is a worst case scenario. Wow. I'm sick.
And like I said, they got the information they needed from him. Now they're done with him.
Yep.
So they're going to release him over. And that's another reason right there, Dwayne, that they're not going to give a shit what that paperwork fucking says or how they're supposed to treat the man. Because nobody has given a shit how Assange has been treated. Even the UK has treated him like shit over there.
That's true. You right. You ain't never lied, G. There's been all types of human rights concerns, all types of shit with Assange, all types of shit that we have reported on because we were always talking about Julian Assange all the time.
Yes. So
we talked about the WikiLeaks for months and months and months and months and months because of Pizzagate.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why this Ghislaine Maxwell trial makes me sick that they didn't blow this shit up and out of the water.
Yeah, that's why
this should be on every TV. We should be hearing all the nitty gritty, like legit, just like every other trial. Federal trials can't be heard. Bullshit. Then do an audio only like the Supreme Court does. Do an audio only like the Supreme Court does. The Supreme Court is allowed to issue official audio for that shit. So they can too. Period. End of story.
It's probably some British thing.
No, that's U.S. Who says that the Ghislaine Maxwell trial can't be televised because it's a federal trial. Okay.
Oh, is that what they said?
Supreme Court also can't be televised, but they do audio fucking oral hearings. You could do the same shit.
That's true.
Yeah. They could be on C-SPAN and all that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. They need to quit. Mm-mm. No, they have the same technology to do it for the fucking Supreme Court. They can do it for federal court.
Scarlet and I are probably still to this day some of the only ones that crack the live art shit.
Yes, yes, yes. Way before the fucking Wayfair boxes and your fucking bullshit. No cap. No cap. For real. Like the young kids say, no cap. Okay, that's real because we figured out what live art was through these Marina Abramovic fucking letters, through the Podesta letters, through the fucking WikiLeaks.
Or, I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell.
All this shit.
Fucking Epstein, all of them. Yep.
We had already cracked Epstein before anybody cracked Epstein. Mr. Jahir wanted to come up with the whole show about Epstein. And he was going to start from the beginning and explain all this shit. And then it like blew the fuck up.
No, gee, let's just be for real. We started getting fucking threatening fucking emails talking about, our homes are gonna burn down. We were gonna fucking disappear. Like
It was real. Yeah, it was real. I'm not gonna lie, that was some shit. But that's when we decided that we were in it to win it. Like we had just started, and I mean, I have the same passion I did then. So I mean, that doesn't change anything. But yeah, you're right though. You're right. We did get death threats back then about these type of stories. And that's why I did like back off of those stories for a while, getting it deep into the deep shit.
Especially the fucking Pizzagate, Gate thing. We were, oh god, that was the worst. That was probably one of the worst.
That was fucking hard, bro. Those shows were hard. Those were like emotional. We cried after some of those shows. They were so fucked up talking about the shit that was done.
Like threat kind of thing. Not that it was scary. It was the creepiest one that we ever kind of felt threatened with. Was the museum one. Remember the museum?
Oh yeah, Maryland Museum.
Yep.
In England.
That was like this weird. It was an English threat. That's exactly what they're so fucking polite. You don't even realize they're threatening you.
I know. See, fucker.
You know what? This is just bullshit.
This is bullshit. This is a terrible day, like I said, for America. Like this is actually like awful. Like
I don't even
legitimately awful.
Assange is dead, y'all. Just.
That's why I said already. I already put it out there. Assange didn't kill himself. I already put it out there. I was like, you heard it here first. Assange didn't kill himself. Like,
it wasn't an accident.
Assange is dead.
As I said before, I don't think he's going to make it to American soil.
Right now.
Nah, he won't.
I don't think anyone on that plane is going to live.
Nah. Another country might be stupid enough to do something to kill him.
No, it's going in the ocean.
Oh, yeah, no doubts.
Planes have a tendency to do that in the Atlantic.
Everybody was so afraid of the information that Assange had on Trump. The fact that Trump left that man alone goes to show, just saying, throwing it out there for me, goes to show he really didn't have that much information on Trump. Biden doing this under his administration goes to prove to me even further, you guilty as fuck, motherfucker, and you shutting a man down right now. You is about to murder a man.
They about to murder Julian Assange. I know they is. It's going to be fucked up either way. Whether they put him in jail for the rest of his life, or he dies on the way here, or dies in jail or some bullshit, don't matter.
Mysterious heart attack. Because what did we find out? Remember, G, what we found out that they perfected since back in the day is that ray that will fucking trigger that fucking heart attack.
Yeah, or he gets the new Omicron variant.
Yeah, that could happen too. They could blame travel for that shit.
He's not going to make it to U.S. soil. There's no way. I do not see it happening. Yeah. And so the article I'm about to read you guys before I die. The U.S. government has won its UK High Court bid to overturn a judge's decision not to extradite WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Mr. Assange, 50, is one in the U.S. on allegations of conspiracy to obtain.
That's because they done broke Julian Assange.
To disclose national defense information following WikiLeaks publication of hundreds of thousands of leaked documents relating to the Afghanistan and Iraq wars.
Yep.
U.S. authorities brought a high court challenge against a January ruling by then District Judge Vanessa that's her fucking last name. That Mr. Assange should not be sent to the U.S., in which she cited a real and oppressive risk of suit. There it is. Real and
There it
oppressive
is.
risk of suicide. The Lord Chief Justice Lord Burnett.
Hey, y'all, guess what?
Hallside heard
The
argument.
cameras aren't working.
The what?
The cameras won't be working.
Oh yeah, you know that.
You know that.
In the jail cell that they put him in, cameras won't be working, and he'll be dead.
So they've also argued the fact that his health is well enough to be extradited. But his lawyers were fighting against
his health being well enough to be extradited is now basically, I know what you read, but what I know and heard was they finally stopped torturing the man because they got the information they needed, pumped him up enough to send his ass over here.
Yeah, you're right though. I hate to be like that.
This is just coming off the article that was just released.
I know, but Dwayne, you got to read through the lines. Like me and Red have been doing this a long time geopolitically, and we know what this means. Like I said, this is a death for American journalism.
Yep.
Journalism worldwide now is dead. You will never be able to have a WikiLeaks trove and whistle blow on someone ever again the way he did. And we still don't have the 30,000 emails, but that's besides the case.
Or all the rest of the information on fucking PDO game.
That's what I'm saying.
I might as well resign now.
And they tried to act like that was all fucking fake, but there was a lot of fucking compelling evidence and names and movers and shakers and
just change what we called it 3 times.
Yeah, because it became such a hot button topic, you couldn't call it Pizzagate anymore because of Comet Ping Pong Pizza, and you cannot say that name. That's like Voldemort.
Yeah, like we actually got a cease and desist letter about that shit.
That was real. Yeah, you're right.
Wait, you guys got what?
A cease and desist letter about talking about these topics.
From who?
With the WikiLeaks. I'm telling you, the WikiLeaks was it. Like, if there ever was some shit that told everybody about a bunch of shit, it was the WikiLeaks. Like Migto has been putting in the chat all night. Things like Benghazi was in there. Things about how, like, we blew up buildings that we really didn't. Iraq, Afghanistan wars. 9/11, because the first W. Bush, there was a bunch of files on him. WikiLeaks didn't discriminate, like I said, left or right. You were fucking getting, if they had the files, and somebody leaked them to them in journalistic fashion, they would hold. And the reason why they're doing this to Julian Assange is because he will hold his sources as a true journalist. And that's why they want to kill him in his spirit, because true journalism is never giving out your source, especially when it's that serious. When lives are on the line, countries are on the line, multinational corporations are on the line. Anonymity is king. It's the only way you survive. And that's why Red and I were for so long were against it. But now in the society you live in, when you're, pictured on video 5,000 times a day anyway, everywhere you go, there's no point. You can't hide anymore. There's nowhere to hide. Your face has already been recognized and scanned in. It's too late. So you can't even worry about that anymore. But we did worry about those things when we first started. But freedom was more important. Like getting the word out, telling people about this, continuing to tell these stories, showing people where we found the information from was really important to us. But for a long time, that's all we did was WikiLeaks, Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Then CIA declassified files.
Man, we even went so deep as to dive into the UK's Pizzagate fucking shit.
Yep, we went into the Queen shit and all that with Prince Andrew, all that shit. Before anyone did. We had already got it. We had it figured out. We knew who the players were. We didn't need the Black Book and the discovery of Little St. James Island. We knew of Little St. James Island.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Epstein's Island. Yeah, we did.
Uh-huh. So, like, the Lolita Express, we already knew who was riding on the Lolita Express and what occurred on the Lolita Express.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about that before. That was even like a word that people used often.
Right.
Yeah, there was definitely riding on the fucking Lolita Express.
There was for a long time. There really was. So, I mean, we've been here and we've watched all this shit go by us in this time. That's why it's almost retrospective to be talking about Assange this morning and knowing that he's being extradited back to the United States now. Because it's literally, 175 years prison he faces.
Yep, I was just going to get there.
Here in the United States.
If the United States finds him guilty.
The UK High Court has granted the US government's appeal over the refusal to extradite Julian Assange, leaving the WikiLeaks co-founder to face 175 years in prison if convicted. The US charged Assange with a number of crimes related to his communications with whistleblowers, most importantly Chelsea Manning. What the hell was his name before, y'all? Because he was a dude. What the hell was his name? What was his dude name? I used to know what it was.
That's all right. It's Chelsea Manning.
Okay, and I feel like they stressed him out. I feel like they stressed him out to be. It was like Christopher something.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was his name. Like he had a different name before, and then
Did we lose her?
Yeah, they cut her off.
Yeah, figures.
Okay, I'm back.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says that the High Court is okay with the diplomatic assurances provided by the U.S. that it won't be placed under special administrative measure in America. That's what they say. Supposedly they trust everything. And Epstein didn't fucking kill himself. Like, this is bullshit. Like, you know, like we all know what's gonna happen. Like, oh my god.
He's not even gonna make it on the U.S.
We're all gonna go to Gulag now. Like, this is so fucked.
Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm like so dissociative right now.
We all should be for a second because it's like seriously is like a big 175 fucking years.
Like,
they're gonna fucking try to sentence him to that shit.
Yep.
Bro, like I'm.
That's another reason that the UK was okay with letting him go.
Yeah, look, 175 years. Look, your source. I'm not trying to like rip on your source, but like that's why we said, we'll see.
You still told me to make the phone call.
I know, but like she tried to say, oh no, they're not gonna do it if it's gonna be a life sentence. Nope, wrong. 175 years. They let him go. Like, not trying to be an asshole, but
she also did text me and say this too. She said that to be honest, the UK government will probably be glad to have him gone. He's been rather difficult during his time here.
see, she's a liberal. I don't have time for her.
Well, that's, pretty much what I said at the beginning of the whole thing. They've used him up. He's useless to them.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I said
Even
that.
public opinion isn't high. That's what I'm saying. Like, the true people know that Julian Assange is a hero. True people know. Okay. Other people may not know. And Red and I are here to tell you Julian Assange is a motherfucking hero.
And all the, he's sick and blah, blah, blah. No, they were torturing the fuck out of that man to get the information he had. Fucking trust and believe that them people did not
If
hold
they
him.
haven't already put like Neuralink in his head with like brain chips already without him knowing, and then they already got the information. Shit.
You all think that he spent that much time in their prison and they didn't get every fucking piece of,
like I said, like they were controlling his food, they're controlling his water intake, they're controlling everything. Yes. See, this is why I need you for shit like this, because not that everybody else isn't great, but just you remember going through all of this shit about Assange. When this shit went down, we talked about Snowden, all this shit. This was like at the beginning of our time. Like, this is when we knew America was crumbling. Like, and we would say this every week. We're like, hey, like hello, like, whoop, alarms.
Hey, whoop whoop, alarms.
Right. Like, that we did like every week. Like, this is like super alarming. Like, I was like, I would always be like, I'm not trying to be like.
Been doing lately?
What's what?
I said, kind of makes you wonder what Fukushima's been doing lately.
Right. All types of shit since we even followed it. I bet you. We used to follow Fukushima every week. That was a big part. And there was always updates. Trust me. Even when you thought there wasn't updates, there's updates.
Oh, we got updates. We got updates directly from the Japan media.
Yeah, every day. Like, there was like I said, when you didn't hear it in our media, that didn't mean there weren't updates on it every day.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And who knows what that's fucking done to everything by now. I mean, we're so many years into that now. It was like 2015 when we started that, so we were only like 5 years into it, 4 years into it, because it was like 2011 or whatever, 2013. When the fuck did Fukushima happen? 2011? Fukushima Daiichi, 2010?
I think it was 2010.
2010.
9.1?
2010.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because I remember that, and I remember being stuck on a live stream of the tsunami, and I was like, nobody's fucking living. I was like, this is it. This is it. That's when I realized I had a really good knack for finding, even way back then on like YouTube, like, or on the internet, like foreign news.
Correct.
Action breaking
I was
news
already
on.
watching
really
Japanese feeds for their trains. I don't know. There's something calming about watching their trains and shit.
I would watch their news also for the same reason. And so I just happened to be like watching.
Correct.
When this like tsunami was like happening. Because like I could tell it was like something big. And I was like,
oh yeah, no. I could tell. Like they were having the helicopters in the air and they were looking towards the horizon and it looked all weird and brown. And you're like,
and it
that's
came.
not good.
No, and then it came and it was fucked up.
And it just came too. Like I still to this
did.
day watch footage of that because
the
it's just so
people that washed
insane.
away, the people that washed away, all them people that were in the cars and shit, they just washed away.
Towns and villages got washed away. There's still like I believe it's like 25,000 that were missing. Last time they did a count.
Yeah, and that's just what they say.
And that's just what they say or have somewhat of records of.
And we especially and Dwayne and I know that they don't keep good records on that shit
for a long time, and it all got swept away.
Houses your whole family, so you wipe out one house, you wiped out the whole generation.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
right. So you don't know how many folks were up in there.
Evidence that you will never find of a whole couple of generations.
We went through quite a few topics tonight. We didn't mean
Are
to
you
get
serious,
on.
BJ? Well, that's
Yeah,
probably why you were having nightmares,
yeah, you probably tapped into the earth energy that it was about to be messed up, and then
right?
that's why you woke up, because it's like your worst nightmare. Like seriously, like I
No,
don't mean to
that's
be
usually what
facetious, but
happens when I have
sometimes
bad
when,
dreams. Is it's usually some sign of something bad coming.
yeah, like you're tapping into that collective conscious
Oh,
of,
for
of
sure.
that energy. And not that we mean to be a drag, like we usually aren't a drag when we're on air.
We're still keeping it pretty light.
Yeah, we're trying, but at the same time, it is what it is. That's how we got here. And here we are with Assange. 175 years, you guys. 175 years.
That's worse than a life sentence.
Yeah,
Well,
see,
yeah,
that's what I
no, they
mean.
could
How many
usually
people got
make it
washed
no
away and how many
parole
people
if
got
it's that
quote unquote
long.
washed away?
170 years.
We'll never know.
Dude, no one deserves
No one will ever
175
know.
years in prison.
With Fukushima, no one will ever know.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is seriously, whole history's probably disappeared when that because that shit was just insane.
That was
I still seriously I watch it all the time because that's like the most serious example of Mother Nature fucking
That's a
us back.
9.1 earthquake. That was no joke. Or like,
For real. It was like no,
like,
and it shifted the island of Japan like 8 feet.
yeah, it was no joke. Like that's what happens. Like we've been very close to having large events like that.
No, if
I
we
mean,
have anything
I
near
believe
that
it
on the
was
West
probably a
Coast, there's
10.
going to be
To
a
be
lot of
honest,
people in
I
trouble.
think that was a 10. Red and I think it was a 10. That's what we think. End of story. With the
I think it was
upsurge,
definitely not just a 9.1. I don't know if it was quite a 10.
be
I think it
100%
was at least a
wrong.
9.5 or 6.
at least, because you think about it. If eights don't do it, sevens don't do it. Usually on the island of Japan, that takes a lot of quakes.
Correct.
Right.
8s
to
are
be
like usually
true.
the top of the line for the major quakes.
Right.
And
And they don't
not the
get big
severe.
activity. This one fucking created a wall of water that was ginormous.
No, that thing was ridiculous. Like
So,
seriously,
like,
it
I'm
was
telling you, I think
scouring
this
the
was like
planet.
10.0 Richter scale. We don't even know how to like recognize it. Like,
yeah,
legit.
that's what I was about to say. In all honesty, what we said when that happened is they're just saying it's 9.1 because they don't even fucking have a Richter scale for how high that bitch just was.
That's what I'm saying. Fukushima was it. Like,
Okay. And for those that don't remember, here's a little heads up, guys. We still have two, count them, two nuclear cores floating around inside of the Earth ball.
Yep. That is true. They did lose those reactors, and they do not know where they are. They fell out of the footings or whatever. Like they just don't know. Like it's not there.
To be honest, they probably did like that one reactor out in the middle of the Pacific, and it's like eating a hole in the planet.
Yeah, that's what we think. That's what me and Red said when it happened. We were
I
like,
can almost
watch.
guarantee you that's what happened.
It ate through the floors, is what we were told, and slipped into the mantle of the Earth. And we
that's what they said in the article
about the center of the Earth, but eventually them fucking things are going to burn their way all the way there. And if they don't meet magma in the middle of the Earth or whatever and explode on their own, they're going to meet each other and explode from the center. And it's going to be fucking, we're gone. Game over.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And that's true. We talked a lot about like the white hats back then and all that, and the white dragon families and the red dragon families and all that shit in China and Japan and the imperial families, and how these people had stayed outside of that, and how Japan was joining some of the BRICS countries. We were talking about that earlier because that is also important.
Yes, we also.
Just now, smart news, breaking news, Julian Assange can be extradited to U.S. You know what? Y'all is late. Hours late. First smart news article, 5 o'clock in the morning, when the
Right.
American news cycle starts. RT gave it to me hours ago, 2:55 a.m.
Not our time.
Well, my time, 2:55 a.m., so 1:55 a.m. your time.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah. Well, RT's in Russia, so they would have been ahead and
Oh, yeah,
already
for
been
sure.
cycling for the day.
And they would have known because Putin still has spies everywhere.
Absolutely. Of course. I was just watching a documentary about Putin, actually.
Shit, I was lucky enough to just be watching something on Anna Chapman.
I was watching something on Putin. It was like kids born on the millennium, 1999, like December 31st, like the day Putin took power,
Right.
and how they lived. And most of them were like Antifas, but it's besides the point.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this thing. We've been on for almost 4 hours.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. I just want to thank everyone of you so much. It is honestly amazing to have all four of us on the show together. And to start it off, it's so amazing to have Scarlet back on the Night Talk. It's been a minute since she's been here. I don't know, guys. I'm really disassociated right now. My brain's going a lot of places with this.
Yeah, tonight's been a wild night. Like I said, we went from place to place to place, and then went on a wild ride through breaking news. But that's sometimes how the news desk rolls, man. Like that's how we used to do it. This is like an old school night for me and Red.
So, guys, with that being said, I'm going to say the final goodbye. I love each and every one of you. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining in. Anybody else got any final words?
Dare to be different, dare to be you, dare to learn to love yourself unconditionally.
From the land of 10,000 lakes. Good night, universe.
TLO.
The last one is watching you now.
From the seas to the skies, from a country made by God and the hell that it's went into. Good night, y'all.